And we are back with ESFL 146 Analyst Desk. I'll be your host, the Doctor. Joining me in the booth tonight will be Boiler and Zaya. Welcome, guys.
Man, I'm just so stoked to be back. ESFL keeps rolling, headed to ESFL 150 and ESFL Live, but we got a stacked card and championship on the line tonight, so let's focus on that. What do you say, Zaya?
Oh, man, this is really going to be a fantastic card. ESFL is just going and going and going, and we aren't stopping until we get to that ESFL Live event. Every card has just been back-to-back-to-back bangers. I'm so excited for tonight.
Yeah, top to bottom, these cards have been fantastic. As you can see, you have the EdParker versus Naz fight. You have Tadpole versus Spill Actions, and that's just the top two there, Boiler.
I mean, you got the TikTok King, Naz versus defending champ EdParker. That's going to do massive numbers on all social media platforms. We get a big bump when EdParker shows up. We get a big bump when Naz shows up. Put them together, and man, that's a recipe for success right there.
Yeah, I mean, this card, it's just fantastic. You know, when you're looking at that main event, EdParker versus Naz, when you're looking at that co-main Tadpole versus Spill, and even all the way down the card, all these fights are just going to be great.
Here we have the rankings. As you can see, EdParker's the champion. Naz is next in line, but across this board, you do have Tadpole, who isn't on the rankings, but he's ranked 3 on the Xbox division, so he's coming over here, Zayaf.
Yeah, I mean, that's so interesting. We always see, you know, that cross-console thing, and you always have to wonder how it affects these players. You know, the different controller, a different feel of the game, and I'm really excited to see how he performs because he's put together a nice little win streak for himself.
Yeah, it's been a fantastic win streak, and I imagine he hopes to bring that win streak further on. Any other particular notes you saw from those rankings, Boiler?
Oh, man, it's just a killing field up there in those PlayStation rankings. Each one of those guys is just so talented. I'm a little partial towards the PlayStation. Trust me, the Xbox side is stacked as well. But this will be a test. Having Tad come in, a top 5. I think, like you said, he was ranked number 3 when he left Xbox. So having him start off, at the co-main right there, huh? That'll be a good test for the console wars right there.
Speaking of the consoles war, I think this is a well intro to go straight into the Xbox card. As you can see, we had Trixie try to defend his belt, but lost to Fadinator there, Zayaf. Any other particular fights you want to make note of?
Yeah, man. I mean, there were some really good fights on this card. What I want to point out is that third fight, Skitch and EK Spider. That was just fantastic. We saw Skitch's O'Malley versus Spider's Aldo, 2 of the most creative and the best strikers in the game going at it, and Skitch pulled out an absolutely fantastic victory. Really showed the diversity that you can have in the striking in this game.
Well, you also have an interesting fight in Keza versus Drew on that card, Boiler. Anything to note about Drew stepping in a last-minute replacement against someone like Keza?
Coming in against someone like Keza, who had a great record before then, he still got a good record. But coming in with such short notice, that just shows how game you are, right? I guess on one hand, though, maybe it can help you because I know some people get psyched out a little bit. They prepare, plan too much, just getting thrown into the fire. For some personalities, some fights, maybe that works, and it seemed like it did last time.
Yeah, that entire card was stacked top to bottom. If you want to keep updated and be informed about future cards, please make sure to follow ESFL Gaming on Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch, of course, as you know. Now, talking about the game a bit more here, Zayaf, you mentioned earlier that what are the changes you've seen from the start of Season 3 up to now? There's been a lot of changes, a lot of people developing, but what are the core aspects you have seen nowadays?
Yeah, I think what we are seeing right now in the game is a shift in the meta. We are starting to go back to those early UFC 4 days where striking really was king. You know, we're seeing at the top of the card EdParker, Naz, Spill Actions. On the Xbox side, we're seeing Fadinator dethrone Trixie and Trixie dethrone Hammer. You know, we're seeing the strikers start to make a comeback back into the game with the bodywork, the technical striking, and really we're seeing, you know, again, just that shift from the grappling that was really present in Season 2 and early Season 3 back to now where, you know, some might call it a regression, but I think it's just a development of the meta as people are, you know, moving back and forth and finding out what works for their style and their specific type of game. What do you think about that, Boiler?
Yeah, and you named a lot of the top dogs on both consoles, and they're pretty much elite strikers. I mean, they're all elite strikers. Even looking at Hammer, who was a defending champ, he kind of converted over to heavy striking. I mean, he certainly had his grappling, wrestling base, but he was standing and banging with some of the best during his run there. So I guess my question for you is, why is that the case? I mean, I will absolutely admit part of it is because the ESFL bans some certain submissions that we feel are either OP or actually more just like broken, not even OP. So that's part of the reason, I'm sure, that it's changed when we made that. But it's a lot more than that. We're not. I'll throw it back to you, Zayef, though. I just feel like, why is grappling not really relevant at the top meta anymore?
Well, to be honest, I think a lot of it is, players are becoming more unwilling to, experiment and throw out some different things. In my last fight, typically during my title run, you didn't see me really going for takedowns, but I almost finished my opponent in the first round with a takedown and some ground and pound and top mount. So I think a lot of it is just people doing what they do best, and people, not being willing to maybe experiment and try new things, because there is a risk reward system in this game. Going for a takedown is risky. You might lose stamina. You might end up, getting reversed and end up on bottom. But also there is a big reward with the amount of damage, the control time. There are a lot of submission attempts that are still good that you can go for. So, I don't necessarily think that it is, entirely on the game. And I think, a return to grappling might be very beneficial for some of the players in this game. What do you think?
The ebb and flow of the meta. Maybe, hey, look out. Zayef might be coming with heavy grappling in the future. Not sure, but I like what you
who knows?
Switching it up like that, it keeps your opponent off guard too. And so if they're he might actually go for a takedown every once in a while. That can only open up your striking, but all that striking open up the grappling. So maybe someone will start really implementing that soon.
Yeah, I mean, that kind of striking opens up the grappling opens up the striking. Neither is, as good without the other. I think that could definitely be something we see implemented, maybe even in today's card. Who knows?
Speaking of today's card, I imagine we may see a lot of those striking abilities. Like, you've got a lot of PS strikers, and you have to say that those, especially the top level strikers, will be up in those divisions. You've got EdParker, you've got Naz, you've got Tadpole, just to name 3 of them. Here's Zayef.
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing so many good strikers at the top, but I want to go a little further down the card. If you take a look at that second fight, Perseu and Kev L, I mean, these are 2 incredibly high-level strikers. Kev L, obviously, he's been playing since the start of the game. He's been consistently, top-ranked, on-ranked. I've played him so many times. In Perseu, I actually played in ESFL. He gave me a run for my money, especially in the striking department, and that's going to be a very interesting fight. So, Boiler, what do you kind of see on this card that stands out to you?
That was actually the first prelim I wanted to focus on. Perseu has 15 fights in the ESFL and UFC 4 and 8 wins, so he's right over that 500 mark. But if he loses here, he'd be right at 8-8, but also he'd have a losing record for this season. So, real big fight for her, for Perseu, not for her, for him, for Perseu. Kev, on the same note, really needs to, if he gets this win here against Perseu, it'll prove him a lot. I think it'll really give him some momentum. But if he loses, that'll be a tough go. Moving on real quick on the prelims. I really want to talk about all of these. We probably could, but I will focus on Kratos and Word Life. Although I guess that's the first of the main card. But regardless, Kratos, he is 5-3. He would have been 6-2 if he didn't pull kind of a dummy mistake where he accidentally went for one of those banned submissions when he was winning the fight. But anyway, he's a stud. He's going up against Word Life. Zayef, I heard you said you have some inside info on what Word Life's been doing recently, because he's been out of the ESFL a little bit. What's your take on Word Life here?
Yeah, man. So Word Life, he took a little bit of a break. He was having some trouble, having some personal stuff, whatever. But now he's back, and I had the pleasure of recently watching him compete against Spooky G, a very, very high-level player, 3-0 in the ESFL, and he ended up getting the win in a competitive setting, in a competitive league, and I was very, very impressed by that. Word Life has been a staple of the game since UFC 3, used to be a part of that prestigious 4D camp, and he is really just a jack of all trades, can do everything, can, outstrike you, he can outgrapple you. And I think that may be where we see what we were talking about earlier, the mixing up of the striking and the grappling against Kratos, who actually challenged EdParker for the title and, gave him a run for his money. Even Ed said he thought he lost that fight directly after. So that's going to be a very, very interesting fight. I can't wait for that.
Well, both of these mentions of all these fights are very effective and very interesting, but any particular tip, especially about like the main event or co-main event here, Zayaf?
Oh man, I mean, so let's start with the co-main event. Tadpole, Spill Actions. That's going to be a great fight, but I think Spill having the home advantage on the PlayStation, I'm going to give him that one. And EdParker just looks unstoppable. That dominant performance over Adveda, who really took it to him at ESFL 100. I cannot pick against EdParker. Nasus had a great run, but I'm going to go with Spill Actions and EdParker.
Fair enough. Boiler, any bets on someone like Daniel Freeman versus Cryptics?
Yeah, so I'd be going with Daniel the Freeman on that, but you got to make sure you look at the odds, folks. So one of the best parts of watching these fights live is you can have a little action on it on the Twitch channel. So it really depends on the odds, but if we're just assuming like straight odds, 50-50 or whatever, I'd be going with Daniel the Freeman. I'd be going with Spill. I'd be going with EdParker. But if those odds get really lopsided, I might be going on the other side of any of those fights because the opponent has a fighting chance for sure in all three of those fights.
Indeed, all three of those fights are something to look at. With that all being said, that has been the Analyst Desk. I've been the Doctor. You can catch me on Twitter at DoctorWho90098. Boiler?
Boiler569, Twitch and Twitter. I've been getting back in the training room, do a little ranked, getting ready for ESFL Live. So come spar with me, Boiler569, and hit me up on Twitter.
Yeah, you can catch me Twitter, YouTube, Twitch, ZyFYT. Very easy to find me. Come hang out, and come hang out in the ESFL Discord as well. I'm always there. And
Over to you, Graham.
Fast, already try. Oh, beautiful counter to the takedown. Thank you for joining us tonight.
A disadvantage to Zayaf, but then he.
A little too much on Trixie. Nice shooting, but turning.
Watching on Twitch, watching on YouTube, watching from around the world tonight. I know the UFC isn't on right now, but guess what? The virtual octagon is here. Hello everybody, welcome back to another Sunday night of esports fighting action here at the ESFL. Hello everyone, my name is Bailey and today I'm joined by Kingsley, not Rob. It's fun. We have an epic main event. We've got some legendary competitors, but we've also got possibly a legendary event about to take place. It's a lot happening tonight. Anyway, let's get to it. Kingsley, it's lovely to have you here this evening. I hope you have been well, mate. It's been a long time since you stepped in the booth, but are you excited to call some ESFL action?
Oh, it's been a while, but I'm super excited. What a way to come back and be back in the booth with you. It's been such a while. But ESFL 146, we're having a title match. So many hot contenders fighting the upper levels of the main card. I'm excited to be here and along with you guys. I can't wait for this fight.
Yeah, I mean, we've been consistent every week, every Sunday now, leading up to ESFL Live, and we've had nothing but good events. They've kind of been getting better and better, but tonight we do have something very special in the main event of the evening. It is the current reigning champion, EdParker, 7-1 this season, I do believe, and he's taking on the undefeated Naz. Let's show you the cards so you guys know what's coming up tonight, but this is the highlight of the evening, the one that many people have been waiting for. Kings, what do you think of this main event?
Oh, I am super excited. We heard all the hype about Nas, and he's been living up to it. The undefeated fighter, looking to be the second overall undefeated champion of the ESFL. Well, EdParker, the icon, the vet, his striking is unparalleled when it comes to the ESFL. So these times going against each other in the main event, you don't want to miss it. And I'm so excited to see if it goes all 5 rounds, or maybe we'll see a show-stopping KO in the 3rd round, or maybe even earlier.
Yeah, and also on the card there, we've got Tadpole Action, Cryptic's War taking on Daniel the Freeman. Nice one in there. Ungodly and Papa Doc's a great little fight. Word Life coming in for his first fight of 2022 against Kratos. MMA Smudger as well, very hyped, taking on Camapoolia, the vet there. So lots of great fights tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, do take a seat. Grab a drink, everybody, because we're going to jump to the first fight of the evening at featherweight. And Kings, what can you tell us about these two fighters?
Well, these guys are starting things up with a bang, as both guys are making their debut. TMM Storm from the TMM camp, he's making his debut. He participated in affiliate leagues and the roster rumble and showed consistent improvement. So he's looking to making a nice impression to go into the ESFL. While his opponent Ty, a little bit more experienced in ESFL, also making his season debut here. He's a reformed fighter. Usually fights a lot of guys in the content creation side, but he's a wild brawler. He likes the pressure, and he has good takedown defense. So both guys trying to be well-rounded. We might see a little bit of things go to the ground, but expect some crazy brawls, crazy strikes, and crazy trades. I'm excited to see where we do in the featherweight division.
Yeah, we've got Max versus Alex here as well, so we'll see how the strategies play out with the picks. But yeah, both guys new here. Kingsley, both here to make a show in their first ESFL debut. They were in the roster rumble as well, which is what we use to help, gauge people to get to the ESFL. You got to win a roster rumble, you get a slot on the roster, funnily enough. But they're both here now, 0-0, so one person will win their debut, one person will lose. It's always sad when that happens, but it's a good way to start us tonight. ESFL 146, everybody. Let's get things started here. So it was Ty in the red, I believe that is right. Ty in the red, Storm in the blue. Already a low single there to the inside cut for Storm. Nice work. Ends up in half guard. Plenty of time to work now.
Yeah, and this is what the scouting report had for his final profile. We saw Ty using Max Holloway. He was supposed to have good takedown defense, but now that's being taken to the test with his ground game right here, and already into the full guard.
Yeah, trying to rush that half guard transition there. Luckily was able to recover and step back over into half guard, but we've gone to the sprawl pull now. Backside take up to the get up. No deny on that. Storm letting it happen. We'll see if the drag down comes back. Ty looking to break the grip. No, beautiful trip, but the takedown denial there, Kings. That is not an easy one to stop. Good work by Ty.
That's going to be huge for the rest of this whole fight. He needs to be sure that he's ready to fight out submissions, fight out transitions, and make sure he keeps his stand up. He wants to be in a brawl. He wants to take his head off, especially with those head kicks, but he needs to avoid these trades right here, Bailey.
Yeah, big right hand coming in there as well from Storm, really pitching, ducking. Nice lateral step there to the outside. 1-2 into the low single, tried to cut the same direction. I thought it was well timed, but Ty read it. Denied it, hit him with a nice uppercut on the break as well, and things already looking a little better for him, but he's planting his feet right here, Kings, and he's getting tagged because of it.
Yeah, absolutely, and we see Storm. I mean, he's just moving forward. I don't see him moving back as much as you see a little bit right there. He's staying in the center of the octagon. He's putting it on Ty. We know Ty wants to be a little bit aggressive, trying to do a Superman punch, landing a nice uppercut, but he needs to do a little bit more and find his open avenues.
Yeah, I love the level changes there by Ty, targeting the body with a jab, then down to the straight as well. Nice way to mix it up. Storm just struggling with the reach there, firing those hooks a little bit outside of range. No fakes from either man there, and just blasting away on the leg kicks is Ty, as the range was closed there. The straight lead uppercut tried to meet him. There's that single again, same angle, denied one more time. Drain that gas tank. Ty does not advance, but that is going to really wear on that long-term stamina. Beautiful jump turning side kick as well, Kings. This is starting to move in the direction of Ty now.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to do more of this. I mean, he's opened up his opponent, able to deny 2 of those takedown attempts, and now he's able to attack the body and now open up his opponent's head. So Storm kind of on the back foot now, and now overhand landing right there, Balian.
Yeah, man. I mean, Storm is in survival mode right here. The block completely broken. Didn't really use any head movement. Really was just looking to like L step out of there, right? I mean, by that I mean L1, not actual boxing terms of L step. Just to clarify everyone there, but he was doing the L1 flicks basically, and he could have just moved his head a little, get away from some of those short shots, but took a ton of damage to the block. Got broken down, and Ty started to bleed through to that head damage. There's the lead uppercut that sneaks through as well. Right hand tries to follow the overhand, kind of whiffs off the block. No stamina to follow up for Ty, and Storm reshoots, gets denied. And that kind of gives him a bit of breathing room as we end this first round. High recovery stat on Kingsley. On Storm. What do you think, Kingsley? My bad, dude.
Well, if I was in this fight, I mean, obviously, you were talking about the head movement a moment ago. We saw Storm do a little bit of that at the end of that first round. But again, Ty, high risk, high reward going to the second round. He knows he has Max Holloway, so he's going to have a lot of stamina going to this. Can he use it? Can he use it very nicely to get the next rock? But again, we'll have to see in the second round.
There's a nice slip to the inside with the right hand there by Storm. Oh, he changes direction on the single leg this time. Gets it. Let's see if he can keep side control, though. He might give up the sprawl, which is how he found his way back to the feet. Takes the backside, but look at that beautiful flick. And the timing there by Ty. Straight back to the feet. Easy peasy. That's some high-level stuff, Kingsley. We don't see that every day.
No, you really have to be in the lab and really train for that and know what your opponent is about to do to even get those counters and get those get-ups. So for him to do this with total strikes landed, being in his favor, I mean, this is what his game plan has been the whole time. Can Storm find a way to adapt this game? I mean, the ESFL jitters might get to his head and all the pressure.
Yeah, I mean, they're both going to be experiencing a little bit of jitters. I mean, this is ESFL 146. It is a big event tonight, big main event, at least for the PlayStation side of things. And these guys opening the show. So, yeah, there will be a couple of jitters as they're getting used to things. Both men being very aggressive, though. You know, it's all offense, very little care for the defense. Storm struggling on the outside with the reach. And when he crashes forward, he's getting tagged as well. Ty kind of in control and able to just land at will. Although Storm is staying a little dangerous, but he's not able to find the takedown. So what would you do if you were Storm here, Kingsley?
I would just wait it out. I would just wait for these trades. Let him get these like couple shots, and you have the black gauge to wait for it. He gets a takedown right there. But again, just be on the counter puncher side. Get these counter takedowns, get these counter punches, and open up for opportunities like these with these punches and bunches.
Yeah, I mean, when he's on the mat here as well, he really needs to get to a better position before he starts ground and pounding. Let's time to get to mount, where you can really take advantage of the stats of Volkanovski. Gets denied on the full guard posture up right there. Hits the switch to the outside as well, the backside sit. That's nice work for Ty, who has seen one step ahead on the ground here, even though it's Storm who's been initiating the takedowns. Nice deny, though, on the posture up. Going to give him a full enough GA to hit that half guard sweep without setting it up with the full guard. And there we go, back on top. Let's see what he can do this time around.
Yeah, and then stamina's going to come into play. I mean, he has plenty of time to do some work and probably get in a nice transition, maybe in a side control. But again, it's been very tough for him. Hey, full mount right there. Just, but can't get up. You get one step forward and two steps back, but now we're back in the stand up.
Yeah, and the problem is now, at this point in the fight for Storm, he doesn't have a lot of stamina, Kingsley, which means really when you're doing ground and pound, there's not that much you can do. You can only throw a couple of shots.
Yeah, and it's one solid body shot that could change the whole fight. I mean, one rock, and then it could be just damaging, and especially with this coming to the third round. But again, Max Holloway, very good stamina. He could do something. He could keep continuing on with this pressure, but with Storm, he has to do something different. And look at that right there.
Yeah, and Storm's just not able to get away from this damage. He needs to move his head or find those counter shots or slip and throw, just to give Ty a reason to not walk forward and throw that offense, because the level change to the takedown is not always working. He's struggling with the reach and trying to fire back or intercept. Just got to get the head movement going, if you ask me, Kingsley.
Yeah, I mean, he did a good job of it in the end of the first round, but second round, again, that second rock, so you have to still, it's 2 rounds to 0. He has to throw the kitchen sink, so he needs to do some slips, be a counterpuncher, and find a way to finish this fight. But Ty, keep doing what you're doing.
Yeah, Ty can just relax here as well. Obviously, Max Holloway, massive recovery stat, massive chin stat. Going to be hard to put away at any point in the fight. Another takedown, though, to the inside. Oh, almost looked like he had enough stamina to drive it. Didn't. Wasn't able to. There's a short shot on the break there for Ty. Rotates back to the center where he's been for most of this fight. Jab right hand, jab leg kick again. Frames out. There's Storm trying to slip off the center line and land a straight, but Ty being quite defensively sound here, knows he just has to win this third round or even just get through it, Kings.
Yeah, and another underrated part of his game, along with the takedowns, even though he got taken down right there, he's been working on the legs. We saw a leg health event at that second round, and he's been doing such a nice job just changing up the levels, mixing it up, trying to attack the body, head, and legs. But in this situation, he needs to find a way to defend us in a good transition to now right there.
Back sit there, attempt was denied. Ty's done quite a good job defensively on the ground. Again, Storm is on top here, but you got to think he might be down 2 rounds. That is a deny. That's not good. Goes for the posture up, gets it. That will prevent Ty from setting up that sweep. But Storm doesn't really have enough stamina to cause significant damage. The chance of getting a sub, especially with someone like Volkanovski, is pretty low. It's almost not really good idea for him to be here. Rush the pass again there, Kingsley, and get swept.
Yeah, it's kind of frustrating on his point. I mean, you want to do well in your ground game, but when your opponent has to answer for it, and then when you try to go stand up and trying to find your way back, it just seems like nothing's going well for him. And the fact that Ty is doing such a nice job, and now eye control, it seems like it's doomsday for him.
Yeah, Ty's very good on the ground in comparison to Storm here. He's denied that full guard return from half guard both times. That's just a good quick flick. And also his pass game, it was just lovely. Fake left, go right. It was just a nice sweet pass. He maintained stamina control right here. It almost feels like he could have won this fight by holding top position, going to the side control for the easy bit of damage. Back to sprawl. Max has got good neck attacks. There is a get up here, but Storm burning all the stamina to do so. This is going to be bad, Kingsley.
Yeah, it's gonna be, and then he goes for the takedown. His first takedown of the whole fight after denying 4 of them from Storm. I mean, this has to be so demoralizing for Storm right there. But tries to go for armbar, not really attempting or really getting just denials.
Got to throw something again. I mean, yeah, Storm, I think if there's one thing to take away from the ESFL debut, the ground game is showing to be a little lacking here. There's no fakes on these full guard attempts. Here, against someone like Ty right here, it's clearly not working. Shots to set it up's not working. There's a fake, and he gets it. So there we go. Storm does show he knows how to do it there, Kings. That's working, but it's a little too late there.
Yeah, it's a little bit too late. I mean, the seconds are just going to be ticking down, and just the stamina, the head health, the leg health, everything has just gone against Storm. And it was a good showing from Ty. I mean, he was able to do everything he wanted and able to get a win, and I think he's going to coast.
Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Our first fight is in the book. Storm versus Ty right there. Ty showing up tonight. Both men 0-0, making their ESFL debut. Ty walking away with the win. Max Holloway pick right there. I mean, that's a pretty even matchup. We see Alex and Max all the time. But for that debut, for those two, what did you think, Kings?
I think the experience showed for Ty. We know that he was in the ESFL a long time ago, and he was able to get that kind of experience. But when you're making your debut, especially in this season, and especially with a new game like this of UFC 4, well, relatively new game, but just the way Storm handled things, we wanted to see him adapt to his opponent, but he wasn't really able to adapt. The forward takedown denials was Storm demoralizing. The ground game wasn't to his factor, and then the fact that he got 2 rocks against him, I mean, it seemed like it was just like a mountain that he had to climb over. So hopefully he gets to be better, and hopefully he gets another chance in the next time.
Yep. Sounds about right to me. All right, we're going to jump straight to the bantamweight division now. Next fight coming up, we've got Kev L, the return of a very hyped man who's not had too many fights here in the ESFL, but he's taking on a veteran in Perseu, Kings, and I'll hand it over to you.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Kev L, 0-1. He was not able to be lucky enough to get his first victory in his last contest, but you know, he needs to find his way back in. He's a very patient fighter. He has good takedown defense, and he's very versatile. So look for him to find a fighter that's going to work with his playstyle. But while Perseu, 2-3, able to be a veteran in the ESFL scene, also in the war camp. He is 8-7 all-time in the ESFL, so he wants to get above 500, not go back to 500. He's an educated striking, elite footwork, and adapts to his opponent. So both guys looking to get another win, put a bigger stature in the ESFL ranking. So we'll have to see how it goes down in the bantamweight division here, Bailey.
Yeah, Kev L is someone who's got a lot of hype behind him. A ton of the high-level members of this community have been talking about him, and unfortunately, he did lose his debut, you are right, but he lost to Smudger, who is also fighting later tonight and is also equally hyped. Smudger is now ranked number 19 after just one win. So that should show you get one win and you're already the number 19th guy in the world. That's how much hype is behind him, and he just beat Kev L. So Kev L has another chance tonight here in his second fight to perhaps show people what he can do. Perseu, we know, is a great striker, very creative, flows very well, and we'll see if he can get that striking going tonight. It is a Peter Yan mirror match. In the red, we have the veteran Perseu, and in the blue, the returning newcomer Kev L right here. See who takes the early bit of damage. Activate that Weathering the Storm perk. Head kick off the catched kick right there. Inside leg kick checked already. Both men showing defensive awareness early.
Yeah, I'm liking what we're seeing in this filling out process.
Oof.
And we're seeing a bunch of more leg kicks and body shots with the legs. I think that's going to be a very important game plan for both of the opponent. But who's going to do that first takedown? I know we're going to see a lot of, but who's going to be able to change up their game plan as soon as they see some like different in their opponent?
Yeah, nice front kicks from Perseu. We know he likes to use them as well as the uppercuts to the body to really drain that long-term stamina. But this is good pressure from Kev L. Wow, he led with the uppercut to the body there. It's big vulnerability. That was a nice job trying to chain the roundhouse off the straight, but Perseu read it, countered through his own missed. Lots of front kicks from both guys right here. It's kind of one and done with Kev right now, though. He's just firing one at a time. Perseu ready to land these counter shots. Nice outside leg kick again, but there's a slip straight. Level change straight left to the body. Banging a ton of those straight lefts to the body.
Yeah, Perseu doing a very nice job with his slips, and especially with those push kicks. He's doing such a nice job just slipping and able to land those uppercuts. So you see that black gauge is getting low for Kev L. He needs to find a way to just avoid these kind of trades, trying to go in and out. Maybe trying to put some combinations together.
Yeah, it was a good job there again with the straight left to the body. See if Kev gets a read on that. Southpaw stance really helping Perseu right now. Loves that open side stance. Got caught right there throwing that roundhouse. Went to it one too many times, but
Oof.
These level changes straight left to the body off the open side. He's got that roundhouse there as well, and he's throwing the slip straight down the middle. Lovely from Perseu. But if you're Kev, maybe time to switch up the game plan a little, maybe get the leg kicks involved, anything to kind of break this rhythm that Perseu's doing a good job establishing right now early in this first round.
Absolutely. We saw, like, in the early moments of this first round, we saw the leg kicks happening, and I feel like he needs to go back to it. Now he's getting hit in the body, but I feel like he needs to keep continuing to do this. He's being the first person to punch rather than just being reactionary. If he's more proactive, I feel like he's going to get some head damage like that right there.
Yeah, definitely you can land those hooks while your opponent's recovering from those kicks, those roundhouses, if you're in range and you just let them go. So you can assume Kev's going to be trying to do that. Oh, another roundhouse to the body, though, does land. Perseu again with the straight left. He's taking chunks off of it. Nice work by Kev L. They're getting a bit more crowding there. Had to pull the roundhouse to Perseu as Kev steps in the uppercut. Almost time the level change with 30 seconds left in the first. Lots of damage done on both sides. Really kind of a close round to score, Kings.
Yeah, very, very close. I'm liking what Kev L is doing right now, trying to change things up. Oh my God! Never mind! I lied!
Wow, man. And just like that, Perseu gets it done. Closing seconds of the first round. Southpaw rear uppercut. Timed it beautifully. Level change happened. Oh, it looked like he was loading up for his own. They've skipped it, so we won't be able to see it again.
Oh.
Well, that's unfortunate for Kev L there as well. Now 0-2, and in his second fight gets cleaned out early, and no one wants to go out like that, Kings. You didn't get rocked. There was no chance to defend yourself. You just got put out with the first big shot that landed.
What a bittersweet, tough way to lose that fight. Unbelievable. One thing I saw, and I was about to commentate about it, is that every time I saw him slipping down, he was always ducking. He was always ducking. He was getting hit with uppercuts and all that stuff. So I was wondering if he was ducking down, and that was just a perfectly timed uppercut that he got hit with. Because I think he was just looking for the head kicks, and he was trying to duck over and trying to drain that stamina. But Perseu just timed it right and able to get the spectacular KO. I mean, that's a tough way to lose if you're Kev L, being 0-2 now. Yeah,
definitely 0-2, and he did look good, was starting to figure out Perseu, who's also landing his own strikes, getting his own game going. Perseu 3-3 now. He's just fought a ton this season, and he'll be happy to get another win, 22 in the world, and see if he gets someone inside the top 20 and maybe make another run towards the top of the leaderboards there on the PlayStation side of things. Well done to Perseu. Good performance tonight. We'll be happy with that. I'm sure you could put that on a highlight reel, and that was a beautiful finish. All right, let's move on to the third fight of the night. So far, we're going to middleweight now. Guys, we've got one guy who's making a late notice replacement ESFL debut in TMM Reaper, and he's taking on Spartan War.
All right. Well, Spartan War, we since his last minute replacement, we don't really have much on Reaper, but I'm excited to see what he does. You know, late minute replacements always have a chance in these kind of fights, but for Spartan War, he's looking to get back in the winning column. He is 0-2 in the season. He got cut from the roster halfway through the season, but is back, so he was able to fight his way back. He has the resiliency to come back. He has good stamina management. He is patient and very calculated and very versatile. So look for him to maybe he's towering over that Whitaker pick. Maybe we'll see a mirror match, but Reaper, this is an unknown that we're seeing right here. I don't really know much about what he's working with, but I'm excited to see what both of these guys do. They're looking for a big win right here, Balian.
Are they next door neighbors? Because look at that ping, like 17.
Oh,
what is that? They must be. They must live next door to each other here. We are going to get the Whitaker mirror match. All right, that's understandable there, Kingsley. You know, Robert Whitaker on this game is a great pick. You've got great kicks, great punches, you've got the lead hook, the 1-2 head kick. He's very, very dangerous.
Yeah, and he's able to do any kind of game plan. If you want to be aggressive, you can do that. If you want to be patient, you could do that. You could take this fight anywhere you want to go. So the first couple of minutes, I feel like it's going to be very telling of what these guys want to do in this fight.
Oh, yeah, we're going to see here. So, yeah, I believe Bravo was supposed to be fighting tonight.
Right, yeah.
That is correct. Yeah, Reaper is filling in on short notice for Bravo, who wasn't having a great season. So, shame he can't come back and get one. But, yeah, Spartan previously cut, but he's back now tonight as well. So here we go, a man that was previously cut and a man making a debut. They're going to fight, hopefully, to try and keep a spot here in the ESFL. That was a lovely little job getting a drop early off the leg kick. A little too close for these roundhouses that are landing, but like you said, it's about this feeling out process early. Nice 1-2 bangs off the chin. There's a little pull counter there as we have a little bit of lag, but we're okay. There's a straight into that lead overhand and bang the body kick on it as well. Good job so far by Reaper here making his debut.
Yeah, I'm already liking the pace that we're seeing right here. Just fighting the phone booth, uppercuts being landed, and Spartan doing a nice job just landing these hooks and uppercuts to the body. And now it's going to be up to Reaper. What can he do? He already survived the onslaught, and he's getting some damage back in. But can he find a way to slip the right side? Because it's always a 50-50 game, but it's going to be tough if he guesses wrong.
Yeah, Reaper right now fishing for them counters. Spartan knows it, so he's able to kind of pick him apart a little bit. Good thing Reaper was doing there when he was throwing that straight to the body. He's coming back up with the lead hook. A lot of people just throw the straight and stop. So if Reaper can keep chaining that together, it'll work nicely for him. But nice work there by Spartan, reading the range nicely. Reaper being a bit more aggressive now, trying to step forward. Nice roundhouse lands for Spartan. Whiffs on the teeth, gives that side kick a little space and range, but not able to land anything significant after it. Beautiful timing on the straight, sticked him right there. No block left for Reaper either. He gets dropped by a right hook, but he gets the up kick off. Spartan forced to back out, but only halfway through this first round, a drop already.
All right, now we're going to really see what Reaper is all about. He got rocked in this. He's a late minute replacement. What can he do to come back and find a way to adapt to his opponent? Because right now, he's trying to get that black gate slow, but I'm not really seeing. I like that leg kick. He needs to do more of that leg kick and possibly attack the body. And I think he's doing a good job now. I think he's answering back very nicely right here, Balian.
Is indeed. I like the stiff jab from Reaper, though. Wow, 2-3-2. Committed to that on the inside. Didn't land the majority of it. Trading uppercuts right there. Unfortunately, Reaper does not get the best of it. Another rock for Spartan War right there. Just the accuracy, I think, is what's winning it for him right now.
Yeah, it's looking. I mean, this is what we talked about in calculation from his opponent, Spartan. Spartan's been doing such a nice job. Now it's up to Reaper to find a way back. But with 1 minute left, Spartan, I feel like he's feeling comfortable in this round and it's getting this rhythm. Yeah,
but reaching with the big shots like that will get him in trouble. 2-3 lands beautifully and another lead hook. And from what we saw for Reaper early as a newcomer here, he looked good, but Spartan now is clipping him multiple times in one round here. 3 rocks, 2 knockdowns even as well for Spartan. And he's just targeting his strikes there. It is just waited for the perfect opportunity. He landed that big left hook, Kings.
Yeah, that body shot so close in the phone booth, just not able to get the blocking recovery as our second uppercut lands for a knockout, Balian. Oh my goodness.
Wow, there we go. Same uppercut finish we just saw right there. Spartan trapped him against the cage. Really nowhere for Reaper to go, unfortunately. And like we said, he was doing really well, but he started to just get tagged. And Spartan, once he found the timing, he just kept clipping him over and over again.
Yeah, I was wondering if it was able to be in the second round. Would we see a takedown attempt to just change everything up? But Spartan just having too much success in that whole round. And look at that replay. Just vicious. Just splattering his opponent with a vicious uppercut to get that knockdown and just KO.
It's strange because he did hit the pivot, but it's still connected.
Yeah.
I guess he just didn't time it perfectly there. But yeah, we talked about how good Whitaker is in this game at the start, and when both guys come forward like that in the first round and start trading punches, then damage is going to add up quickly, and we got to finish right there. So there we go. It's the result of that.
His first win too. He was wanting to get that win. He was fine. I mean, he had some bad luck in his previous fights, but the fact that he got that monkey off his back and able to stay more on the roster and claim that victory, I'm excited to see what he does in his next opportunity. Hopefully he doesn't get a last minute replacement again, but we'll have to see if he gets to improve off of that victory performance right there, Balian.
Yes, indeed. All right, everybody, if you didn't know, coming up in June, we have our first ever live event, ESFL Live in Las Vegas. Going to be June 5th, all day Sunday at the HyperX Esports Arena. And it will also be some community events going on for the rest of the weekend as well, if you want to come down from Saturday. I will be there from Friday, all right? And as well as many other members of the ESFL and other people from the UFC community. So if you want to come down, watch some live esports action, and you can get to Vegas, do come along. And if you want to compete as well, all the details are in the Discord. Do we have the video? We have the video, right? You want to run the video? Let's do it. ESFL Live. Let's take a look.
He came back as a beast, and he won the title. It is all over. Tito Ortiz remains the light heavyweight champion.
An international event.
Wow, it's just amazing. I can't describe my feeling right now. It's too much.
Open to elite competitors from around the world. Demanding extraordinary skill.
Latinos, hey, we did it, huh?
Knowledge.
Então, muito obrigado a todo mundo, Rio de Janeiro, Brasil. Obrigado, valeu, torcida jovem.
And talent.
It's a testament that dreams can come true, guys. They really can. Believe in yourself, believe in your heart. And once you get there, don't slow down.
Nurtured and honed over thousands of hours.
Yeah, is this real life right now? I'm not sure.
It's what I dreamed into reality. Oh, that looks good. Oh, that looks good. God bless.
Brasil! Olha isso aí! Tô
Melbourne, Wagwan Mayutes, Warakaba.
Do you have what it takes to become the Esports Fight League World Champion?
All right, let's go straight to the next fight. Jumping in at lightweight, we have Aaron coming in on short notice, filling in for Ninja, and he's taking on Dima Kingsley.
Oh, this is going to be a very exciting one. Aaron, he's making his season 3 debut on short notice. In season 2, he was 1-0. So this is his second fight in 2 seasons. He is second to none pressure with his fight style. Crazy combos. He has vicious body attacks. So very able to mix up the levels and attack wherever he wants, and very aggressive with it. While Dima, 2-5, his most recent win came in ESFL 138. He was fighting Blackout Hours and able to take that victory. This guy is also a pressure fighter, mixes high and low strikes, and very combo heavy. So very similar type of fighters that we're going to be seeing. So very intriguing that we're going to be possibly seeing a Conor McGregor mirror match. So I'm excited to see what these guys do. Maybe we'll get in the phone booth. Maybe we'll see a little bit of just back and forth. Maybe one guy steps back and goes back in with crazy combos. Anything is possible with this kind of contest, Balian.
Yeah, we'll see what Aaron can do of this short notice replacement here. Dima is someone who's competed a lot this season. Unfortunately, not always had the best performance. 2-5, I think, but constantly ready to stick his hand up and ready for an opportunity whenever. Aaron is ready, showing up on short notice, locking in Conor McGregor. We'll see what Dima goes with here as well. Most likely, it's going to be the same pick. There we go. We got a McGregor mirror match. 3 mirror matches in a row. But I tell you what, Kingsley, they've been good fights, haven't they?
Yeah, honestly, our 2 knockouts were from those mirror match fights. So it's not going to be based on the fighter. It's going to be based on the skill. And I feel like that's the pro and cons when you come to these fights. Rematches, sure, you want to see some diversifying fighters. But when it comes to pure competition, you want to have the same playing field and just find a way to beat your opponent with your own skill. So let's see how this goes.
Let's see how this goes. Indeed, Aaron, definitely someone the community respect a lot as a competitor. Dima, though, I mean, he's had a lot of experience this season, so let's see if that pays off for him. Nice work there with the straight punches. A couple of jabs at the full extent of his range. It was a good work controlling there. But again, in a mirror match, your range is also exactly the same as your opponent, so it's not exactly ideal. You're just vulnerable at all times. That means when you're landing those strikes, there's a nice jab, lead hook straight. Like Aaron crushing the block already, and immediately he's taken back this pressure. Oh, that he was pushed back with by Dima.
And a very good head kick from Aaron right there. I mean, this is what we expected. Both guys are very much pressure fighters. We're seeing a lot of like slips, a lot of fakes, and those knees. Those little mistakes are going to be proven heavy in this kind of contest. You don't want to make that one mistake that gives away stamina. It gets you a rock like that, Balian.
Oh man, and he nailed him as well. The follow-up shots on the block nearly busted straight through. And you're completely right, man. I mean, when you're playing with or against Conor McGregor, it takes very, very little to get a rock going, and then only a couple of shots to end the fight. So you have to be so careful. And these guys are coming out already in the first round, throwing lever.
I am super scared that we're going to see another first round knockout here, Bailey. I mean, already we're seeing Aaron just on the back foot. He was able to get the first rock, but now Dima able to answer back. I'm ready to see if we're going to see a little bit more body shots trying to change it up. We know the mix high and low. It's going to be very high caliber in this contest, but
Dima's just trying to set up. Dima's just trying to set up that left hook right now. That big left hook. He wants to load up on it, and he's been nailing him with it. It's been breaking the block, but that's what Dima's hunting for. And Aaron can find ways to counter that if he can make the read on it. Oh, landed his own there off the jab. Oh, lead hook though. And there's the left hook from Dima, just out of range there.
Yeah, those trades are scaring me a little bit. Both guys are able to answer, and those knockdown uppercuts, you have to be wary of them. That's how two of our knockdowns happen, and those front kicks. I'm just loving what Aaron's doing with his spatial awareness and his range. Able to move in when he wants to, and knows the exact precision that he needs in that range to at least land a strike to get that blockade low.
That double jab lead hook straight right there from Aaron was beautiful. Just dissipated the block entirely right there. But the turning side kick, bought some space, but they trade again. Big left hook from Aaron. Lead uppercut lands as well on the block, but the level change from Dima just keeps him in the fight. Doesn't take much, and Aaron burnt a little of the gas tank trying to finish right there.
Now, this is where Dima has to make a decision. Do you want to go a little bit aggressive, trying to find his way back with a nice head kick, or do you just want to survive and go to the second round? It seems like he's doing the former and just going aggressive, trying to find a way to answer back. But these trades are so scary for him. Aaron's doing such a nice job with his range.
Yeah, he was doing good right there with the pressure after the flurry from Aaron was Dima. But yeah, Aaron's throwing back right now, and he's landing. And Dima is exchanging and getting caught. Good first round, though. One man clearly ahead, but also a little bit tired heading into the second.
Yeah, I feel like that was a very good job from Dima, able to answer back, as you said, from the rock. But Aaron just putting the work on his opponent. Look at the replay right here, able to land those combinations, and then trying to land an uppercut right there. Well, Dima just needs to do more of those body shots right there. Able to land, change it up, and just open more avenues up. But we'll have to see in the second round right here, Bailey.
Yeah, well, Dima, like I said, from what I've seen, he's hunting for that big left hook, and he's getting caught when he's trying to load up on it. It's a big vulnerability. 1, 2, 3 lands, though, and the lead uppercut after Aaron tries to bob out of the way. Takes a big chunk of head health damage right early at the start of this round. The follow-up shots from the clinch as well landing, and Aaron immediately woken up, tried to trade with the left, but the knee caught him there with a rear uppercut. Double uppercut again.
No way.
He's going to finish him here, Kingsley.
Oh, no. So close, so close. We just flipped a freaking switch going to the second round. Now we're seeing more of the aggressive side as another rock happens and an uppercut. Here, I don't think it's going to be over there, Balian.
Oh, man. Dima in a world of hurt right now after coming out early, flashing Aaron, but he's back on this pressure with this great range management that you talked about.
Oh, that pressure.
Get away from him right here. The head movement non-existent. Getting tagged, lead hook lands again though from Dima. That's what he caught him with at the start of the round. He's got to move his head, Kingsley.
He has to move his head. He needs to find a way to get a good slip because that black H is blinking. The head health is blinking. Those kicks are going to do so nice job to give him more space in that center of the octagon. But Aaron, you can't get too careless. You need to make sure you have focused pressure. You can't be careless right here.
Oh, he landed the 2.
I'm telling you.
Almost as well. Aaron falling back right now as Dima pushes forward, but he's so hurt himself. Dima hunting for that slip straight. If Aaron throws the left foot, but he doesn't. He throws the straight. Dima slips it, and now more ground and pound. He swung it straight back. This has been fight of the night so far, for sure.
Violence personified from Dima, able to get that rock and knock down. That's what you want to see. That's how you want to come back in this kind of fight. Aaron caught on his back heel, but with 2 minutes, he needs to find a way to get back up to stand up and just get some better combos in. But it seems like Dima's very comfortable going and staying on the ground right here in side control.
Yeah, sensible to hit side control, just get some consistent damage off. Double deny as well here. That is not good for Aaron right there.
Oh, those elbows.
Yeah, they will do a ton of damage, yeah.
Oh, but he's going to load back up. We're going back to stand-up. I'm excited to see what Aaron can do to enter his way back. He knows he has a black ace low, but these trades are going to be very scary for him.
Yeah, I just feel like when you've got the stamina advantage like that, and it's a mirror match, and you're on top, why not stay there? But Dima crushes him with one more straight.
Oh, no.
He flips it. He takes full mount. Aaron has a chance now to return the favor. But he bumps back to half guard, low stamina, the posture up, gets denied though. Look at that, stays in the fight.
This is going to be very scary. I mean, this posture up 40 seconds, but we're going back to set up. Anything is possible here, Balian.
Back to the feet, watch the uppercut, watch the slip straight from Dima. If Aaron can throw the left hook when he slips, I feel it's going to go.
Oh, boy.
There's the left hook, inside leg kick. Dima's hunting for something. Lead knee to the body. Aaron showing it to him right there, but looks like both men might be content to end down. Big left hand crushed him right there after the front kick missed, but it will go to a third. Look at the stats in that one.
He just needed 4 more seconds. If he had 4 more seconds with that knockdown, that could have been it for Aaron right there. Just the slips, the management, able to answer back in the second round. Buckle up, people. We're in for a roller coaster in this third round.
Yes, we are right. 2 men going to war.
That's
immediately from Aaron. He tries to put it on with the lead uppercut combination there. 2 uppercut down the middle. Evaded by Dima, who's trying to push, create more space with those front kicks. But both men have to be careful. Another rock right there, straight left this time. But Aaron, so Dima, excuse me, I'm getting so confused right now. Is another one though. Aaron's trying to stay up.
Someone just slip for the love of God and stop getting rocked. It just keeps on happening. Head on the center line. And hits with an uppercut.
Surely now that's going to be it. No.
Oh my God.
He's still alive. Aaron got to move the head as well. Find the slip straight answer. Dima looking to close out the shot. 1, 2, 3 lands though. He fires back. Overhand misses. Oh my God, the head movement from Dima. Keeping him in it. Turn and side kick to the body, lads. He's rocked.
This is just a continuation of Taylor
there it is.
We're just here, rocks and knockdowns here, Bailey. So much time. Can he end it here? I don't know if he has time. Oh, he got it. Wow.
I mean, that was insane right there. What a back and forth contest, especially towards the end of that one. Respect given on both fights. I mean, that might be the fight of the year so far there. That was a crazy contest. But Dima walks away the winner. Previously 2 and 5 coming in. Aaron, you know, showing up on short notice, very highly touted, Kings, but it's Dima here who wins in the War of Chaos. My goodness, woke us up that one, didn't it?
Chaos is a very key word in that statement. That was a chaotic fight. It was also an amazing fight. It could have gone either way. Like, that's how thin the line of victory was for both these competitors, and Dima able to pull it out. I mean, he had the stamina advantage. He was able to work on the body, and Aaron, after having so much success in the first early rounds, just not able to put it together. But those takedowns, able to get those elbows on the ground, also played a key factor in that fight. But just a hell of a fight and a hell of a way, because we're still in the freaking prelims, really. That is insane that we're getting these crazy type of fights already so early in this card.
Yeah, we've got about 5 fights left for you tonight as well, guys. I think quite a few people put some money on Aaron in that one. Unfortunately, it might have gone the wrong way there, right there, but get your bets in as well. If not, we have a cracking contest coming straight up next. Right here, we're going to 170, and this is a great fight right here. We have Smudger, who's only had 1 fight so far this season, but is already ranked inside the top 20, and he's taking on the longtime vet Camapoolia, a man who's been in the ESFL, but is always inside that top 5 in the online world leaderboards there as well. So it's at 170. It's going to be good, Kingsley, and they're ready to go. Let's do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Camapoolia, again, this is a top 20 matchup. Camapoolia 5-4. His recent TKO, of UFC Turkey, and a knee bar win over Perseu was able to just bounce up and get up in the rankings. He has crazy pressure, world-class timing, and one chokes up enough to seal the deal. Well, his opponent, Smudger, ranked number 19, 1-0, undefeated. Tons of hype for this competitor, and he won his debut against his other opponent. Top ranking the online world championship, solid everywhere, and dictates the pace. So expect him to be more proactive than reactive. We have to see Camapoolia. He is no slouch. He's very much a veteran. So very awesome contest that we're having. Leon Edwards versus St. Pierre. What more can you ask for?
Well, clearly these two have fought each other a few times here. Camapoolia, 50 wins to 20, but that's only like 50% of the time. So you never know. It could go any way tonight. It's all on the game plan. I like the Leon Edwards pick here from Smudger. It's going to give him the ability to fight the fight wherever it goes, especially if it keeps becoming a grappling contest. He's got plenty of ways to still win there. But we'll see what the game plan is from Camapoolia. Smudger here looking to hopefully establish some range and get the kicking game going early.
Yeah, well, we also have to see what happens in the ground game. Would Smudger be the first one to do a takedown and try to avoid trying to get submitted? Because it's only a amount of time. Look at that, almost a takedown attempt for Camapoolia. We know the takedowns are going to be landing somewhere soon, so very interesting game plan to see what happens.
Yeah, nice level change already. There's some pressure coming out early. Dealt with quite well. Smudger quite keen. It looked like to just set his kicks up, landed some nice stuff off the straight left, but now he's crowding a little bit. Camapoolia here. You do have great clinch striking stats on Leon as well if he does want to lean on that, especially against the cage, but looking to trade here with the left hand. Nice clinch from Camapoolia, double knees in the uppercut, standard, but it's going to keep Smudger from pressuring him as much.
Yeah, and as we have a little bit lag in the action, I mean, this is what Smudger used the Leon Edwards pick for. The clinches and just able to answer back from St. Pierre. And that's the craziest thing about this pressure game. You want to be super aggressive, but those takedowns and those clinch attempts are always going to slow the momentum down for you and make you like second guess what you want to do going aggressive. So far, I still think we're in the filling out process, but we'll have to see. And a nice takedown defense right there.
Yeah, Kama clearly just a little desperate to shoot right there off the double leg. Wise decision there, just goes half guard. We're really going to see the ground game between these two guys right here. So double shot and a fake from full mount. Tried to hit the transition on the second attempt right there. Now just straight passing for the full mount by Smudger. Good awareness to recognize Camapoolia, just loading up on the short strikes from the bottom. But a quick bump out from half guard. Plenty of stamina left for him to do that. Tries to fake this time to get that side control. But good work from Camapoolia as well. Holding position, denies a post drop as well. And is he going to hit this sprawl? What? Checking the stats right here mid-fight just to see where we're at. Oh, it's all good.
You know, the strategy is impeccable. You knowing that you're going to just be in that animation and have time to even check the stats, even though there's hardly any. True. But now he's getting ground and pound here. Camapoolia. We know his submission game is very nicely. So if he's able to get a nice transition and fake out his opponent, we might be a little bit of a dangerous situation for his opponent.
That's a big fake right there. From Smudger with that full guard fake. I do like what Smudger's doing from guard. You can tell he's good, man. He's staying real calm. He's landing those shots really nicely. Handing up a little GA, hitting a couple of fakes here. Hip on the foot on the hip fake right there, but the double went to it and stuffed and stopped right there by Camapoolia, who tried to hit the post drop straight afterwards, but Smudger says, no, I'm going to take the GA from that, and we're back to the feet.
Yeah, good job by Smudger. Very excellent ground game that he had right there. But again, these clinch attempts, he's getting hit a lot, and that's going to work really well in the judges' eyes when they're scoring this first round. But so far, Smudger able to answer the call, and Camapoolia able to do what he wants. Let's see how it goes as we approach this end of the first round.
Honestly, I really do. I know he's not doing it a lot, and some people don't like it, but I love the use of the clinch right there from Camapoolia, because both guys are kind of just stifling each other. You know, they're like just bouncing shots off the block. No one's really able to land anything significant on the feet. But that's when the clinch comes in, the sneaky little shots, and exit, and then back to this strategy. So Camapoolia is just finding ways to win the fight, which is how someone like him gets so consistently high on those online ranked leaderboards. He just finds the best way to win the fight.
Absolutely, and it counts for the significant strikes as well. We saw the head health be so low from the first clinch attempt. Hopefully it works more well in his benefit. But Smudger, this is a new round. He needs to find a way to deny that takedown. He does right there. So going to his clinch attempt, this is what you use Edwards for. You need to find a way to answer back and force the points of your own.
There's a nice 1-2-3 there off the southpaw switch. Hits the hip toss over the top, but yeah, leg denial. Nice work. Smudger back on this pressure. I think as well. He's crowding just a little too much here, is Smudger. He's stifling those attacks. There's some nice straight shots right there from Camapoolia, completely breaking the block right there, almost able to get a drop. Melted the block, and you can't really underestimate the power in the hands of GSP. There's not a lot, but it does damage. Nice double leg, hits the turn, and we're back here again.
Yeah, he could do everything, especially when you say he can absolutely turn it up to 11 when he wants to, and go into this ground game into a sprawl right here. Camapoolia in his element, but not able to get enough for that denial, as we've seen Smudger taking the side control back into the half guard. I'm excited to see what he does. If he just lands a little pot shots, keep his opponent there, and maybe one pot drop attempt just to get some damage to say he scores, but he's going back to the stand-up right here, Bailey.
Yeah, Smudger kept doing the full mount fake right there. It wasn't working for him at all. I was going to say, does he not have the arm triangle? Double fake the arm triangle right there, and he got the get up nice and easy. But I wonder if he should use that arm triangle fake a little bit more, because he got the transition out of it. But we'll see. Like you said, he wants it back to the feet, landed a body shot off of it, but he is getting tagged quite a bit. He's having a real problem with the range, I think, here, more than anything, Kingsley.
Yeah, I don't know whether, because sometimes I have difficulty when your opponent switches stances, or it's in this weird kind of situation where it's not what you're used to in the online ranked championship. So Smudger, it seems like he's trying to find his way. It's still filling out process for him because his block gauge is low, but Camapoolia, he's doing a nice job being a little bit of a counter fighter right here.
Yeah, he is, especially because Smudger's not really decided to do anything other than walk forward. You know, I mean, there are other ways to fight. If your opponent is being real tricky off the back foot, you can just step back, try and counter them coming forward as well, but it's not always easier. And Camapoolia proving that right now, double jabbing that way into that right hand, coming back there with a 2-3. Nice work, just still trickling that block gauge down. Oh, lead misses, and a lovely rolling rear uppercut right there. Hands ends with another lead uppercut. Camapoolia, a complete sniper here today with the hands of GSP.
Absolutely. And again, everyone who keeps on getting rocked keeps on ducking down and gets hit with that uppercut. That's not the move to do on this fight card, because everybody is looking for that move right there. One thing I would love to see from Smudger, if he gets his opponents back to the cage of the octagon, I would love to see him do like a little bit of a clinch attempt, maybe try to get his opponent uncomfortable and maybe just get some attacking, because it seems like every time he's in this neutral game, he's not able to get the best of the trades right here.
I think we have to give some appreciation to the defense of Camapoolia for that very reason, because his block is always up. He's always got block to defend. And a slip return on the rear uppercut. I mean, Camapoolia's defense is looking real good here tonight, Kingsley.
Just excellent movement and excellent just precision with his strikes, able to slip down and just use those uppercuts to his benefit. I mean, able to work on the ground game. He got denied a couple of takedowns, but look at that vicious slip uppercut to rock his opponent. Smudger needs to find a way to enter back in this next round right here, or it's going to be Kearns. Maybe you will use a little bit more clinch, but Camapoolia, so far so good. Keep doing what you're doing.
Good fight so far. Love the strategy back and forth between the two, but we are in the third and final. Feels like Cama's up 2 rounds. Big test for Smudger, who was very hyped going into this one, but again, another early takedown by Camapoolia, and he's just kind of showing what it takes to be here in the ESFL, really, Kingsley, you know?
Yeah, I mean, the amount of hours, the amount of time that you have to put in the rank, go in the lab, see what everyone else is doing, and try to mimic that to implement your own game style. It's a whole different level when you get to the ESFL, and he's showing it right here. But Smudger, he has a chance. He has plenty of time, but he needs to do something differently if he gets to the stand-up, because right now, this is not working to your benefit. You're going to possibly lose this whole fight. You keep saying in this situation. But a good denial right there to answer back.
Yeah, and if there's one weakness in the game of Leon Edwards, it's that he doesn't really have any jiu-jitsu. He's got good wrestling. You can take and hold that top position, but off your back, there's no real threat. So there's no reason why Kama can't keep taking this fight to the mat. But they're back to the feet now. Good work by Smudger to get here. He's got plenty of good head kicks. If he can land them, he's also got those kind of shots that can completely change a fight. Pull counter party right there for Camapoolia. Oh, another rear uppercut. You called it again, Kingsley. It is the shot of the night tonight. ESFL 146, no finish right there though. Does survive barely, but this might be the beginning of the end. He gets the deny on the backside sit out attempt, and this is not good.
You just do a reverse vampire. Every time you get hit with that uppercut, you just flat as a board, just go down to the octagon, and it's just so demoralizing. But Camapoolia just implementing such a great game plan. A good reversal. This could be a chance right here for Smudger, but he needs to work very efficiently with this time right here, Balian.
He does, and he's not going to be able to finish this fight from full guard. So first things first is passing, but look at that beautiful control with the GA. Double tap, deny, double tap again with the short strikes and instant sweep right there from Camapoolia. Then goes straight to that side control as well. Just a great performance for this man here tonight, showing the veterancy. And for Smudger, you know, it's not to have a knock on his ground game. He's fighting GSP with Leon Edwards. You have limited options. Perhaps picking, you know, you need to think maybe a better way to counter GSP, or perhaps just not his night tonight.
Yeah, sometimes fire selection, when you're staying there for so long, it's such a chess match. You don't want to reveal your cards, but every time you pick a selection, you always have to think about the pros and cons. But right here, St. Pierre versus Leon, it's just not it for Smudger. And time keep ticking out, and a denial right there is just just keeps on going down and down.
Yeah, it's desperation time though. He kind of had to go for it if he wants to win the fight. Unfortunately, there's not much he could do. Good domination there by Camapoolia. Just slowly took out the fight, closed out the offense on the feet. Couple of cheeky shots in the clinch, enough to break the block down. Had some great boxing combinations here tonight, did Camapoolia, and showcasing a very dominant GSP right there, which is something we also don't see every day, Kingsley.
Yeah, it takes a lot of practice and takes a lot of lab time to even get into those situations. I mean, you talk about the defense of Camapoolia with St. Pierre, just excellent reversals, excellent way where he was able to use the clinch that he wanted, and just the combinations, the striking where he wanted to, very precise, very excellent with his striking, not really giving his opponent many avenues to come back at him. So very excellent that we saw from Camapoolia. But Smudger, undefeated no more, 1-1 in the ESFL. Hopefully he gets a bounce back in this next fight, but a lot of work that he needs to do going to his next fight.
Yep, you are right there. Camapoolia moves to 6-4 this season so far. Not too bad. He has got those losses against some of the top guys, well, on the planet, really. Got that TKO of UFC Turkey and the knee bar from Perseu. Back inside the top 10 here, no doubt. Will probably be trying to challenge that upper echelon that he did drop losses to earlier on in the season, but gets a second shot now. Prove that he's above your average guy here in the ESFL. I think Camapoolia definitely someone to be taken seriously. So we'll be moving on and representing the War Camp tonight as well. Another person coming in from the War Camp, Kratos MMA here, the only person to beat the current champion this season. EdParker is 7-1. That one loss is to Kratos. Now, he did have a rematch with him and lost again, but you know, he gotta believe he wants to fight for that belt. He's fighting Word Life right here. This is going to be a great matchup. Word Life is making a return, Kingsley, so let's take a look at it. It's going to be at middleweight.
This is going to be a sneaky good matchup. Kratos MMA 5-3, ranked number 10 in the PlayStation side of the ESFL. The only person that beat EdParker, our current champion, as you said, Balian. A very calculated striker, well-rounded, and adapts to any situation. So that second round, that third round game plan is not going to be the same as you see in the first round. He's going to change things up to make sure his opponent is very uncomfortable. But when you go against an ESFL vet like Word Life, he's 1-3, but he's a longtime vet, and this is his first fight of the new year. So he's looking to make an impact and maybe jump up in the rankings. I mean, he's going against a top 10 competitor right here. So high-level striking, not afraid to brawl, and he has sneaky feints. So the slipping, the feints, everything you need to do to not keep your head on the center line, he's going to do that. And in the middleweight division, if he goes with Robert Whitaker, he's going to be able to implement that. So Kratos, he has a lot of stature. He wants to move up in the rankings and maybe fight for that top 5 spot. Word Life, he wants to deny it and move up himself.
Another Whitaker mirror match here, but not really too much of a problem. I think everyone's fine with these mirror matches. We've been having them tonight. Still to come tonight, guys, the main event, probably about an hour. We have Naz, the TikTok sensation, the TikTok UFC 4 sensation, gets his title shot, undefeated this season, came into the ESFL Blue through the competition. He's fighting the champion, EdParker, in the main event. We've got a couple more fights before that as well. So, yeah, sit back, relax. Fight number 6 right now. Kratos MMA taking on Word Life, his first fight here in the ESFL, like you said, in 2022. So Kratos in the blue, Word Life returning vet here in the red. Nice low calf kick already there from Word Life. Looks to be holding the center. Nice lead uppercut there from Kratos, so that will keep him honest. Check those level changes to the body.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see where the feints come from Word Life. I mean, he was able to get pieced up a little bit right there in the early stages, but using these body kicks, able to get some distance. I'm ready to see if he's going to try to do a slip straight, maybe a slip uppercut to find his way back in, instead of making Kratos be so aggressive or feel confident in his in this fight.
Pulling out the attacks right there is Word Life. Lovely job of the Fates. Kind of throws away the advantage from the stamina by whiffing the big head kick, but good job darting in and out using the footwork there of Whittaker. Kratos will probably whiff less and less as the fight goes on right there. Went to the right hand 3 times in a row, landed one of them, but Kratos hunting that big right hand early. Be careful of that on the entries.
Yeah, both guys able to land some nice combinations, and we saw a leg kick come from Word Life. Very underrated thing to look at as he lands another one. That could be a difference maker going to these late rounds, especially with the Whittaker pick. Right now, I'm seeing a lot of just
nice.
A little bit trades, but not a lot of the phaser slips that we're seeing so far.
Yeah, nice uppercut though from Kratos right there. Landed up the rear hand. Did a big bit of damage. Nice little teep kick there from Word Life. Tried to do the little tie trip there. Doesn't get it. Back to the center again. Trading. Uppercut lands again for Kratos. Fired up the middle. Word Life back, hop, skipping, trying to time these entries. Nice work, put the 4-piece together, break through the block, got a bit of damage, but there's the 2 there on the chin. We know how hard that is from Whittaker. We saw a flash rock earlier on tonight from that shot. It just needs to land at the right time. That's what both men are trying to do right now, find that perfect shot. Almost through the right hand, didn't do it, but they're trading in the pocket there as well.
Yeah, Word Life getting the disadvantage of these trades right here, and he just gets penalized for it as he gets knocked down from Kratos. Kratos now in his bag right here. I'm loving what he's doing. He's not going for these big shots. He knows these trades. He's going to have to take some to land some. So far, so good from Kratos MMA.
Ooh, nice check on the inside leg kick right there as well. Bit of return there from Word Life. And Kratos seems to be the one hunting for the more damaging shots right now. Definitely the aggressor, definitely pushing forward. There's the ducking right hand, came off the slip as well. And that was big damage. Oh, Word Life tried to hit the pull, but gets caught. Kratos did not stop the flurry, hits the ground with a full tank of gas to land this ground and pound as well. And that's an assault right there, Kingsley.
Top 10 for a reason on the PlayStation side, ladies and gentlemen. That is what you want to see. Combos on combos, able to stay in the ground position, able to put punches and bunches in the posture up to end this round right here. What a good performance from Kratos MMA. I'm liking what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, man, definitely one of those guys that can just hit you and then can keep landing the shots, putting it together. And that's the most dangerous, you know, because you get rocks on this game. It happens. Sometimes you zig when you should have zagged. It's very hard to stay perfect for an entire contest, but it's about being able to survive after you take that one shot and not take the follow-up shots. And this is where it's at in the ESFL. Some guys are so good at hitting you once you are hurt, and Kratos is one of those guys. But we will survive through to the second round right here. Word Life, like we said, 1-3 this season, technically. First fight of the year 2022. Not the best first round, but had his moments, certainly, and was able to land a few things. And it's all about making the reads to make the changes for the rest of the fight.
Absolutely. I would love to see if he used more leg kicks to just hurt that left leg a little bit more. It seemed like that left leg health was getting lower and lower, so I feel like that might be his key to the victory. But right now, in these trades right here, he's trying to land punches and bunches, and a nice slip right there, or sidestep. Yeah. I'm just thinking, if the center Afghan, if you try to keep going with these trades, you're not going to really have the benefit, because the head held his roll, and he's rocking right now, Balian.
Yeah, Kratos, just like you said, ready to trade, but obviously through the slip hook there as well. We all know how good that is. Cracked in perfect timing there, slipped the jab, landed the right hand, and he cannot take more of those. And you're right, Word Life, sometimes trading a little more than he should. He was doing some good fakes earlier to pull out the attacks of Kratos, but Kratos is getting the timing on that now. He set his range there, tried the same thing. The 2-3 met him, though, from Word Life, and that's a great way to do it there. He threw the 2-3-2 as well, but takes a rock to that lead leg, having to switch to southpaw. The straight lead uppercut is landing for Word Life, though, Kingsley, and that's a good combination he can rely on right now.
Yeah, it was a very excellent way to answer back, especially of getting that leg health event. I'm interested to see what he does now. It seems like he's going more over to the legs, and he's getting more combinations out now. He's not really looking for those crazy trades and able to get that block gauge low of his opponent, but it's going to take a lot more. He needs to get a rock back or at least a knockdown to answer back and make it a 1-1 fight.
Already he's looking better from this southpaw stance, but switches back to orthodox. Maybe he doesn't like it. Whittaker has a pretty good switch stance stat, so you don't have to worry too much about it. Wow, the butterfly kicks came off right there beautifully, but the slip there, whilst hurt from Kratos, keeps him in the fight. High recovery stat on Whittaker anyway, so it's hard to put him away straight away. But there's Word Life answering back a little, Kings.
We were questioning why would he change back to his stance? I guess we know the reason why. I mean, timing is key,
there it is
but also
again.
power is money. As we see another round from Kratos, I think he might possibly get a knockdown here. We'll have to see.
Oh man, WordLife just wobbling the head, doing everything he can. It was good slips there as well, though, to stay in it. He was avoiding the strikes. So good work by WordLife to stay in it. But yeah, Kratos, another rock. Oh, but a front kick up the middle. WordLife not giving up yet. Then puts it on him with a couple of body shots. We still have a
Oh my God,
leg
that's
kick.
sweet.
Head kick lands. Kratos backing up, straight bouncing off the block. Tries the ducking right hook one more time, but WordLife not stopping right here. Still
my God.
marching forward. And Kratos toe to toe, Kingsley.
Momentum is a hell of a thing. The left leg of both competitors are very low, so you have to be very careful about it. But just the left leg kick into a head kick. Oh, the slip from the front kick. Bailey, it's insane here.
Oh my God, both times, man. They both looked like they were going to land killing shots right there. The elbow came off the slip, but it just didn't miss. The head kick went up at the right time, but it was a little too close. And man, they almost knocked each other out right there. Here's the slip straight, but the right hand lands. Look at that. That's the trades we talked about. Is this the same one? Jab, and there on the outside of the jab with a ducking right hand. And we saw that off the front kick as well at the end of that round. But both men are really hurt. I don't think it matters who's up right now because I don't think it's going to last this third round. We'll have to see. If someone wants to finish this fight, they probably can.
Yeah, and they have the stamina to do it, to throw the kitchen sink and put it all out there. You can't rely on the judges in this kind of situation. Right now, I'm loving what WordLife is doing. He is faking that one shot and moving to another, just switch up the levels, and Kratos didn't really have an answer for it. But these checks are doing so nicely for Kratos. I'm liking what Kratos is doing. He's using combinations, but trades like that will bring WordLife back to life.
The uppercut.
Oh my God, he did it again.
Another one. He landed it again. And here comes the ground and pound. Oh, he threw two straight in a row. Now the rear naked choke is banned currently in ESFL competition, but doesn't matter. Kratos gives it back to the feet anyway, but another fake leg kick, head kick landed right there. And man, just when it looks like Kratos is going to put it away, WordLife is landing something.
Oh my goodness.
Beautiful job setting up off the lead uppercut straight. And the head kick came out, but Kratos pulls. He's still got his faculties, just about, and now ready to fire back. Man, I cannot believe this is not over yet, Kingsley.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Those head kicks, those switch kicks are just working so nicely. Put those rocks in the uppercut again. The move of the night. Jeez.
The up kick saves him from perhaps ground and pound destruction as Kratos tried to jump on and finish it out. Got to watch those head kicks. If he can time a duck, this one is all over there. He's trying to time it.
Oh, that landed?
Oh my goodness.
No
well
way.
played right there. That, of course, will target anyone that level changes down below. Nice job by WordLife. Nailed it up the middle. Kratos desperate to end this one, but he's got a very aggressive WordLife in front of him who does not want to quit.
Oh my goodness, the timing, just the range. I thought he missed that front kick, but was able to land, just get that last pixel in that hitbox. But Kratos, he had all the momentum in the world, but now he needs to fight back. And again, he's able to learn from those situations because he knows he's landing. But uppercuts are landing for WordLife because it's basic thugonomics. When you go into the octagon, you need to find a way to answer back right here.
Oh, the head kick lands, goes through the block, but not enough to get a rock. Full counter, and then the straights get fired back in return.
He slid the wrong way. No.
And now the ground and pound, surely to put the nail in the coffin of this contest, slips from Kratos. He's still in it.
That one slip saved him. He has non-existent head health. It's coming back, but the reversal. He has 40 seconds to do something, but a reversal again. This is a chess match here, Balian.
And he has the stamina, but the full guard roll, smart by Kratos. Don't take the extra damage. Oh, denies the posture up as well. Would he take it to the feet? Gets the half guard sweep. Forget about it, says Kratos, who may have won the first 2 rounds here. I have no idea, Kingsley. And I thought we already had the fight of the night, but this one's been just as crazy. Oh my God. It was going to end there. Jesus. All right. Respect shown on both sides as well, maybe. The winner is WordLife. Wow, man. And things were not looking too good for him early, especially after that long layoff. Yes, split decision right there. Let's see what chat thinks. What did you guys think, chat? WordLife or Kratos for that one? What do you think, Kingsley?
Thank God we're not judges, because I had no clue. I was just enjoying the experience. But you saw the way the tea leaves were running. We saw Kratos do such a nice job in the first half of that fight, able to get the rocks, able to keep his opponent's head on the center line. But when it came to those like fake leg kicks into those head kicks, that changed everything. We saw 4 knockdowns in favor of Warlife, but able to come back and just find a way to dig deep and find a victory right there. Kudos to him. I mean, his first fight of 2022, able to get that victory. While Kratos MMA top 10, that rank is probably going to get lower, but kudos for him for staying in that fight. I mean, it was a close fight. It was a split decision. What more can you ask for in the fight?
I mean, it wasn't just a split decision. I mean, either guy almost finished the other multiple times. You know, you can't do nothing but give respect when you're able to crack each other and they were able to get hit like that by your opponent as well, because they both landed good shots and they were good creative shots that they had to set up as well. So great fight right there. Great contest. All right, guys, we are moving towards the main event later on. EdParker, Naz, I mean, there's plenty of you coming in to watch those two compete, I'm sure. But before that, plenty more action to go now. Inside the top 10, we will go. Oh, no, sorry. Inside the top 20, we will go one more time for the return of a ESFL legend, Papa Doc, and Ungodly War, another member of the War Camp here, Kingsley. This is a great fight. We're going to bantamweight. Let's have a look at it.
Absolutely. I mean, last fight we said it was a sneaky fight that could be absolutely incredible. This one has all the makings of an excellent fight right here. Ungodly from the War Camp, 4-5 in the ESFL season right here. He has wins over Ali Creed and Blackout Hours. He's a diverse striker, comfortable everywhere. Ground game, clinch game, stand-up game, you name it. Pressure, focus. So it's not going to be crazy brawl pressure. It's going to be focused. He is looking for his avenues to win with his game plan. But while Papa Doc, what can you say more? An icon and vet, able to put the work on his opponents. 2-2 in the season, 13-12 all-time in UFC 4. Has been lost to the best of the best. So he has fought everyone in the ESFL. He has elite grappling, controls pace, and can end the fight anywhere. So if it goes to the ground game, it's going to be a lot of work for Ungodly War, but let's see if both guys have put to the test. And again, another mirror match, but all these mirror matches have been great so far, Balian.
They really have. They really have. All right. It has been a lot, though. I mean, in ESFL Live, obviously, I think we have rules in place for sort of mirror matches. I think we usually get away from that in tournament-style competitions, but in the ESFL League, it's open season. You know, pick who you want. If you think you're good, then you can pick the same as your opponent. Anyway, respect on both sides for these two as we move towards the main event of the evening. Two great competitors here, Papa Doc and Ungodly War. War in the red, Papa Doc in the blue. And Papa Doc known for having an amazing ground game, but also really has come along as a striker since the UFC 3 days. And let's see what he chooses to use tonight. Lots of pressure from Papa Doc already, checking the leg kicks. Nice work, lead hook, helping him keep this fight against the cage. But Ungodly already level changing there to the body shot, that rear uppercut to the body. That does a hell of a lot of damage, especially to that long-term stamina.
Ooh, and that's the one thing I was thinking about in the game plan of Ungodly. You know that Papa Doc has elite grappling. How long are you going to be worried about it before he actually does it? Are you going to stay to your game plan, or just keep consistently try to go for a takedown defense, or just go to your game plan, use your striking, and just find a way to damage your opponent? And so far, he's working so well. It's up to Papa Doc. Can he answer back, or maybe go for a takedown, or maybe slip his way into some damaging strikes?
Godly is sniping Papa Doc right here. Nice work with the two to the body, the leg kick stopping the takedown, just finding the right timing for everything there. Trying to split the timing there was Papa Doc lands a teep afterwards. Papa Doc was doing a good job throwing moving strikes to the body as well as he circled out. If he can get back to that, it's a little battle of range here on the outside. Consistent use of that outside leg kick, but if there's a check that comes from Papa Doc again, we'll see if he does shoot that takedown. Content to pressure right now. Obviously, in this matchup, we always talk about it, the force of nature perk. Basically, if you have more health than your opponent, you take less damage. They both have that perk, so whoever is ahead in the damage will have a big advantage.
Yeah, I'm liking the leg kick so far, and those uppercuts landing nicely from Ungodly War. So far, I'm liking what he's doing with the body, able to answer and mix things up a little bit.
Nice.
Doc, this is his chance, but not really the answer. Going to a clinch, trying to put his opponents back to the cage. I'm waiting for that takedown, but it seems like he's very comfortable staying here in the stand-up and trying to find his way back. But he's getting punished right here, Balian.
He is, but he's landed a few shots. Ungodly is doing a better job pushing forward. after that first sort of minute of the round right there, and there's a couple of them rear hooks to the body now that Papadoc has missed, and it's shots like that that create the opportunities for your opponent, even if it's just to move forward into the space that you've created, or to drain that stamina a little more. But Ungodly there beating up the block and bleeding through a little bit of that damage. Head kick came up, but nothing really landed for either man.
Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing from Ungodly War. Again, every time. Oh, never mind. I was going to say he's the one with the 1-2s and attack at the body for the uppercut, but a rock like that would change the momentum in an instant right there, Balian.
Yeah, but Ungodly is not stopping with that pressure. The wheel kick came out as well, bounced off the block. Papadoc still trying to circle to set up that right hook, potentially to the body. He's been looking for it all night. There's the Osotogari trip. Nice work right there. Very hard to stop that takedown. Ungodly pulling it out. But Papa, very good off the ground. Not much time to work here. But that takedown will count.
Yeah, it very much will count and will look very well in the judges' scorecards. But we saw that rock. That could put a play into the judges' scorecards as we see the fight stats 56-39. I'm liking what Ungodly War is doing. But Papadoc, able to get that rock, can change a little bit. So you can't be too careless going to the second round right here, Brady.
Yes, you are right indeed. All right, well, they're very close for both men. Papadoc able to pressure effectively. No attempt on the takedown like we talked about. But we'll see if that changes. Ungodly repping War tonight. Papadoc repping Dark. Team Dark, a very exclusive Team War. One of the newer camps, but definitely have a ton of competitors who've been playing on Xbox and PlayStation side of things. But Papadoc, again, with that rear teep to the body that's landing. There's the outside sit right hook to the body he's trying to fish for as well. Been missing it, but has landed it once or twice now as well. Good work. That teep's coming out, Kingsley. Oh, no, that's not good.
Yeah, that's very not good. The left leg, and now he has to switch his stance. I was wondering when he was going to try to implement some of those knees, especially fighting this phone booth. But right now, switching his stance right here, I don't know if it's going to be the right strategy for him. But right now, Ungodly War doing very nicely. Able to get that blockade slow, attacking the body, just changing everything, keeping everything even with the health levels of everything against his opponent. So we'll have to see what happens. These trades are not working well for Papadoc.
Yeah, Papadoc's being forced to pressure, and Ungodly is doing a great job just teeing off on him as he walks into space right here, nailing him with pretty much everything. Maybe some fakes on the entries for Papa to help him make some timings, because he's just getting everything eaten up by the block, or is banging off of it. Hasn't fired that teep in a while. There it is. Not doing too much damage, but it's one of the only consistent weapons he's got.
Yeah, and you can see Ungodly War, he's not being predictable with his timing. He's not going in, punch, then go back out. He's like, punch, I'm going to disrupt my timing so you can't really get a beat of what he's really doing. So Papadoc able to get back into this. Again, in these blockade situations, can't stand in the pocket. You need to find a way to find your way back out of it and go for his first takedown and able to land. 2:20 left. I feel like he's going to do a lot of damage.
Yeah, that was a beautiful double leg. Just drove straight through on it. A bit hasty with the posture up right there. No time to settle in the ground, and it was denied by Ungodly, who's going to be on his A game right here. If Papadoc can get to side control, he can probably do some real damage, but that's two denies on the posture up and the instant reversal for Ungodly. We talked about the ground game, Papadoc, but look at Ungodly right here, sweeping him in about 10 seconds.
Oh my goodness, we talk about the elite game of Papadoc on the ground game, but Ungodly War says he has the experience to fight his way back into this ground game and able to take advantage. But reversals like that kind of demoralize you, especially with a lot of time. You don't want to be in a backside position with Papadoc.
No, and he really timed that nicely. Didn't rush it, just executed it at very, very nice timing. Smooth, transitions through to it, gets the deny there, which is important, not faking anything before getting that posture, and ultimately gives up the position here. Wow, interesting, and gets Osotogari straight back. Ungodly's here to win tonight, Kingsley.
Yeah, he's proven he's game for the game plan. He knows what Papadoc's strengths and weaknesses are, and he's very much in it, and these elbows are going to implement some damage. I mean, take all the damage that you want with 20 seconds left. It's going to look very nicely. And just not able to get that reversal for Papadoc. Papadoc, it's going to be tough scoring the second round right here. If I was in the game, but the third round, it's going to be very crucial what happens. And the ground pound there too to end it.
Yeah, I mean, Papadoc was transitioning a little early right there because the round was ending, so obviously wasn't too worried about it, like pulled out of that. What position was he in? I think was he in side control?
I think, or maybe like a little bit of half guard, possibly. I'm not too sure.
He was somewhere and he transitioned a little early to get out of it, which left him with half stamina, which basically let Ungodly gets that full mount with a big stamina advantage, like over half, and that's why he got all that ground and pound damage off at the end. So although he was doing well to save himself from damage late by transitioning early, it kind of led him into that top full mount position, and he got a little bit crushed towards the end of the round, and that's the kind of damage that you know is gonna lose you a round. And he's probably down 2 now, who knows.
Yeah, you already see the desperation going for a head kick in the first moments of this third round right here. I want to see if Ungodly War can keep this up. He wants to do a little bit of slips. He's been using those uppercuts, and I want to see him like go to the legs a little bit more. He was able to get a leg health advantage. I want to see if he does more, but uppercut lands right there in the rock.
God. Ungodly looks on fire tonight, Kingsley. I'm not going to lie. He's basically landing every single thing he throws, either on the block or on the chin. There's another right hand, again on the block with a 3-2. More ground and pound from the top position. Papa Dog tonight cannot get away from the punches of Ungodly War. We're back on the ground. He's back on top. He's got 4 minutes in this final round. It looks like it might be a wrap here.
The floodgates are open, and Ungodly War is just keeps on piling on Papa Doc. The knockdowns, the grappling, the just takedowns are just working so well for him. We had so many fight of the nights, but performance of the night, I think you have to give it to him. I mean, able to just stipend and just deplete Papa Doc's game plan and just take away what he's best at, the ground game.
Yeah, indeed, you're not wrong there. Rolls to sprawl right there, but it doesn't matter. This damage to the body is probably not going to play too much of a factor. Papa Doc doesn't even want to go half guard right here. Oh, look at that. Waits for the timing of the backside transition, gets a bunch of elbows as well. And this is the tenacity of Papa Doc, refusing to quit. Back to the feet. Got some space. Got the left-hand side of the screen. This is go now, but no, a fourth Osotogari trip for Ungodly in this fight.
And that's very telling. Papa Dog wants to keep it standing up because he feels like that's the best avenue where he could finish the fight. But going to the ground right here with 2 minutes, Ungodly, he could probably drain out the clock right here. But with movement like that from Papa Dog, this is his best chance. If he's able to get out of it and avoid that takedown again, he might be in business. But it's going to be very challenging and a nice denial.
Oh, can he attack the neck? No, straight back to the feet. Yeah, Ungodly doing anything he can to make this third round easy for himself, but there's the right hand one more time. The up kick comes out for Papa Doc. Oh, and the 2 lands beautifully right down the middle. He just doesn't have the head health anymore. Poor Papa Doc to stay in there. Gets the beautiful catch though. Sweeps, full mount, and he's gonna get up.
I thought he could have gone for like a submission attempt, but maybe it wasn't feasible. But again, he had to take it down. I would just try to use any avenue, maybe even tease a little bit of a submission attempt right there. But with 30 seconds, Ungodly War just seems like he has this in the bag.
Yeah, and Ungodly War definitely taking his time. Look at the get up though from Papa Doc. You don't see that every day. Hail Mary time. No, the 1-2. One more time, and their backside position's probably going to finish the fight. There we go. Great contest right there, and people wondered how good Ungodly War is. There's your answer right there, taking it to Papa Doc tonight, Kingsley.
Just knocking on the door. I want an opportunity against the best. He faced the best and able to put on a hell of a performance right there. I mean, look at this replay right here. Jab, straight, able to knock down his opponent, but that's been the whole game plan. Disrupt the timing, change your timing up, and able to open up your opponent. He was probably thinking a body shot was coming, but it wasn't there, and he got penalized for that for Papa Doc. And just the ground game, the ground and pound, everything just working to his benefit. Just I would love to see him go against a top 10 competitor because that was really great.
Well, I can tell you the chat aren't very happy with the Osotogari trips we saw in that one, Kingsley. 5 of them. Some people think it's a little bit of a cheesy move. I mean, it's very hard to defend. It's very fast. You have to be in the same stance as your opponent, right? You have to go orthodox, or southpaw. So there are a couple of ways. You know, if you're getting hit with it, you can switch southpaw if you want, and then if you see them come to southpaw, you can kind of expect that the trip is coming. There's a couple of ways to deal with it like that, but it is a tough takedown to hit. But ultimately, there was a lot more to that fight than those takedowns, I think, as well. And it's a great win for Ungodly there, and for the War team as well. They'll be very happy with that one. Right, guys, moving on. We only have 3 fights left for you this evening. We are in the thick of the main card. Coming up next, we've got someone who's become a bit of a superstar here in the ESFL in his own way. Daniel the Freeman using his calves. And tonight he's taking on Cryptix here. Daniel is a heavy favorite in this one, Kingsley, but they're going to flyweight. And here we go. So coming up next.
I always love these main event fights. They're always exciting. They're not really up in the two main spots, but these guys always put on the show. But as you said, Daniel Freeman using the calf fighter, he is 7-3 in the season, a very active fighter when it comes to the season. Has huge finishes against Kratos, a bathing Ash, and for the first time used a non-calf last card using Nick Diaz. He's an effective jab. He has a kill or be killed mentality, very apropos with the Nick Diaz or Nate Diaz. But the BJJ black belt, very good on the ground, very able to change things up. He's ranked number 3 for a reason on the PlayStation side. But Cryptix War from the War Camp, 3-2, very positive record in this season. Has finishes over Ex-Murderer and Peace Mythal and BMF Stolan. He has good counter striking. He's a wrestler when he's very necessary, when he really needs to bring it out, and he's very versatile. So he can go to stand, that's his main bread and butter, but if you take him to the ground, be expected to know that he has a little bit of things coming your way. So it's gonna be very exciting how we see in this Coco main event. Rank number 3 versus number 11. I'm excited to see what happens.
So am I, Kingsley. There we are. Interesting that Daniel Freeman obviously locking in his created fighter here on the left-hand side. Going with the balanced engine pick. Now, last time we saw him do this, he kind of got a bit outclassed in the stand-up department. Then the following week, he picked Nick Diaz, who is basically the balanced engine class. And, well, he did very well. But he's back here this week. Looks like he's locking balanced engine again against Askar Askarov here. Pick up from Cryptix. Askar's very good at this weight class. He does have great kicks, diversity of attack, lots of range, natural southpaw, got some good speed, hits relatively hard, and has an amazing top game and submission game as well. So you can really fight anywhere with Askarov. Flying around in southpaw on the outside, going to be tough to deal with, I think.
And he's sticking with the calf pick. I'm excited to see where this chess match goes, because with Askarov, you say, like we saw on the screen, it said wrestler, so already he's going to have that on lock. Wrestler when necessary. So with him going to the striking, it'd be really interesting to see what he does in the trade game. Maybe they find a phone booth, maybe get a little bit of distance. We'll have to see. Daniel Freeman, he has a lot right on this. He could be possibly knocking on the door on a title contendership shot. So a lot of things in taking this Coco main event.
Yeah, the only problem with this one is, this is going to be pressure versus, well, whatever the hell Cryptix wants to do. Daniel needs to pressure, and he needs to fight on the inside. Cryptix can fight on the outside, can fight in the clinch, and can get top position and still win this fight. So it depends how good the inside pressure boxing game is of Daniel. We're going to find out right now. Bit of lag right there, but we're still coming through. Already toe-to-toe in the center. Cryptix showing no interest in fighting on the outside with those kicks.
Yeah, both guys just standing where they are standing in the center of the octagon. Really training, and we see a nice slip straight from Cryptix. Cryptix able to answer the bell, and now we see, I think Daniel, I would love to see some leg kicks. Attack the body, you're going for these jabs. It's going to work very nice. You're going to find a way to get your opponent opened up, but Cryptix, it seems like he's very game to stay in this position right here.
Yeah, Daniel keeps hitting that level change, that straight left to the body. I believe that's a 4-star move on the engine class. It's very good, but Cryptix happy to return it. And like we said, at any moment, he can take that top position. You really don't have the best stats off your back with the engine class. Breaks the frame. Oh, it would have been nice to hip toss over the top, but just goes to show Cryptix very much aware he can win this fight anywhere. Prepared to take it down already. I love the outside leg kick. Good way to beat up that boxing stance. It's going to be quite heavy on that front foot.
Yeah, very telling that Daniel went with the clinch attempt.
And he got it.
Get
Oh, no, he didn't.
Reversal right there. Good job. I feel like we're going to see a lot of mixed martial arts, just a lot of clinching, maybe a little bit of ground attempts. We're not just going to keep up to the stand-up. These guys have engines for days, and I'm excited to see what happens. This is going to be a very good contest.
Yes, indeed. Outside leg kick there, met by the straight left. Cryptix definitely boxing a little more than I would have thought, but able to make it work for him right now. Daniel doubling up on that teep to the body. Just 2 minutes in, both men been able to land a few things. Shame Cryptix couldn't keep any of the top position from the takedowns he's been throwing out. He has a good single leg on Askarov as well. Might be able to run it. Outside leg kick lands again right here. Daniel fading on the outside a little bit here, floating backwards a little, playing the counter game now.
Yeah, I'm liking what we're seeing from Cryptix, able to answer back, use that leg kick in the optimum range, and again, right there, just getting the maximum damage on those legs. So that could be a huge part of this contest going forward. But Daniel, I would love to see a little bit like more trading, get that block gauge a little bit low. Like he's working the jab, and I like that a lot. And attack of the body, I feel like that could be the huge move for him going into the second round if we get there.
Yeah, and what he's doing right now as well is good, because one thing you do have on that class is tons of stamina and perks to help your stamina. So Daniel's throwing out these little straights, these 1s and 2s, level trained in body head. He needs to do that. He's got plenty in the gas tank. If he can get them out there safely without risking being counted, he should definitely try and get the volume out over Cryptix right now. Just staying patient, continue to chop that leg, which is a great thing to do. If you're having trouble landing anything else, keep it back to the basic straights right there. Daniel got the best of it, and a slip straight lead overhand.
Nice.
Double leg at the end. Good, interesting first round, though. I'm liking the matchup.
I love how he had a sequence of landing right hooks against Cryptix, and then when he decided to go in for a fourth time, able to get the 1-2 into his straight to land a nice damage attempt on his opponent. But Cryptix, I love what he's doing when he sees his opponent backing up. He's using those leg kicks to just get a little bit more damage than what he would do in the trade. So if he's able to implement that more in the second round, be able to look forward to that leg health event, because that could do a lot of damage.
Yes, indeed. Still 2 fights coming up after this one as well, guys. Spill Actions and Tad. And don't forget as well, we've got the main event, EdParker and Naz. It's going to pop off. But here we go, round 2 here. Both men able to get a little bit of their game plan going, but finding ways to make reads and counter each other here. Stylistically, it's a very fun matchup. Trading the lead hooks right there as well. Cryptix looking good tonight, finding ways to counter this pick of Daniel. Daniel, a heavy favorite going into this one, but Cryptix, he's talented, hadn't really had a chance to show it this season. Able to stay up with Daniel right now, but Daniel putting it together there beautifully, unloading all those combos. Is he playing Adrian Yanez tonight, eh?
Possibly. I'm just liking what we're seeing from Cryptix, able to use those slips a little bit more in the first moments of the second round, but we saw just a little bit of a turn up, maybe turn the dial up to an 8, turn up the pressure for Daniel Freeman against his opponent. So we'll have to see in the center octagon. These slips are going to be very nicely in the phone booth for Cryptix.
Yeah, the jab's also, it's a high level move on this calf, but it's landing, it's touching the block, it's touching the chin, it's interrupting, it's showing the weapons that he's trying to load up on. So that jab is really, really helping him. And we're not really seeing many jabs from Cryptix right now. He's trying to just load the lead hook, all the shots to the body, power through with the straight. No jab at all right now.
Yeah, and finally he uses his first leg kick of the second round right there. And now open up his one, because I think now we're seeing Daniel kind of worry about the body or the leg health. We can't really see what's going on health-wise with him, but so far landing these right hooks, he's able to be comfortable in these trade situations right here, Balian.
Yeah, and it's interesting to me that you would pick Askar Askarov, because there you go, nice double leg. And to be fair, he is trying to get these takedowns, but if you're just going to box a calf that's picked a boxing class, you might as well have picked a boxer instead of Askar Askarov, who has great kicks from range, a real length advantage with his kicks, as well as, great top game as well. Granted, Cryptix is trying to take the fight to the mat. Whatever happens, he's been forced into a boxing fight, and he just doesn't have the advantage there, but he has to try and win the fight anyway, so it's kind of a deficit. He's fighting uphill, and this is good work by Dan, who's kind of forced it into this kind of a contest.
And that's where adaptability in the ESFL is so key. You come up with a game plan. You probably saw a lot of tape against your opponent. You're expecting one thing, but then when you try to implement your own strategy and it's not really working out, you keep on trying to hit the nail on the head. Sometimes you have to change things up. Maybe you have to keep it to the boxing match, or maybe go to a clinch and do it to a takedown. But so far, Daniel doing so great on defense, and it's working well when he's landing those right hooks consistently.
Yeah, and it's an inside fight, and that's where Daniel's able to chain these hooks together. He's doing a great job. 2-3 lands right there for Cryptix, but he's just not been able to get the fight to the mat. And ultimately, he can go tit for tat, but he is at a disadvantage. It's beginning to show now in terms of the damage he's absorbed, the block gauge he's got left. Granted, we can't see what Daniel the Freeman stats are at, but he looks to be taking over this fight. He might even try and look for a finish in the third round, a takedown at the end of the round, same as the first. Good performance by Daniel here.
Yeah, very good. Able to end another round with a takedown, just saying, I can take you down, but you can't take me down. 0 for 2 for Cryptix, going for a takedown right there. But able to use those leg kicks, and very much a highlight of the round, showing it off. But I'm just liking the trades that we're seeing from Daniel Freeman. Able to attack the body, able to use those right hooks very nicely. I'm very happy I'm not judged in this fight because it could go either way, but I'm liking the damage that both guys are putting on their opponent.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, the engine is a balanced class. That's what Daniel's playing, but it is way more of a boxing class. Very, very limited kicks. It's all about boxing and boxing combinations, and then good shots to the body. You've got like level 4 hooks and straights to the body. So Daniel's class, although it's balanced, very much a boxing class here. And it's been a boxing fight. It's been a boxing fight. Askarov, probably the weakest part of his stand-up is his boxing, really. I mean, you got spinning elbows, you got turning side kicks, you've got lovely roundhouses, switch kicks to the body. I think you've even got frontal assault. I'm probably wrong about that, but unfortunately, it has been a boxing fight. Daniel has been chewing up Cryptics as well, showing some good head movement tonight as well. It's a new facet to his game.
Yeah, absolutely. I was wondering about this. Have we even seen a single head kick happen in this whole fight? It seems like it's just been boxing, just leg kicks and just body shots. But so far, I'm waiting to see the home run hit for one of these guys to change things up. And there we go. Rock right there into the 1-2. Daniel finally taking control and getting these rocks. And now I feel like he's going to feel more comfortable and smell blood in the water.
Yeah, I mean, towards the end of the second round, he was getting the rocks just because the damage starts to add up. So the start of the third, obviously, there's a bit of a recovery in between the rounds. There's Cryptics with an elbow, though. Lands that, waited for the opportunity, and now doing a great job surging forward with these combinations. 1-2 lead uppercut by Cryptics, using the length of those big, long hooks now to put some damage on Daniel, getting backing up for the first time really in a while.
Yeah, we finally see a sidestep from Daniel, but these slibs have been a part of the game plan from Cryptics, and now with such low stamina, especially trying to fight against a balanced engine, as you said, Balian, he needs to do a lot more. He has to give and take, and right now, going with these slibs, it seems like I want to see him land a little bit more uppercuts to the body, just trying to like change it up, and then land an uppercut to the head. I feel like that might be his avenue to win this fight, but trades like that, it's not going to work well.
Yeah, just nailed him there with a straight left, and then even had the wherewithal to not throw the shot and get hit by the big counter right there. Left lead uppercut, shot to the body, lead hook to the head into the straight. Man, look at the hand speed of Daniel, just touch and go, putting everything together. There's a nice frame. We saw that early from Cryptics, but man, Daniel looks to be maybe moments away from closing out the show here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, closer and closer. The time is ticking down. We have to see what Daniel's going to try to do. It seems like Cryptics, I want to say he wants to go more, well, he has to go aggressive. He has to put it all on line. I mean, either way, you have to find a way to win this fight. But Daniel, I'm just liking what he's doing. Those right hooks are landing so nicely, and the uppercut landing. He could probably end it right here, Balian.
Yeah, and that's just like a nice 4-punch combination that he's just able to throw right there because of the boxing combination of his calf. Lead hook, ducked underneath, uppercut came up the middle. Pretty much 101 finish right there. A good performance from Daniel. I mean, that was great. You know, took him toe-to-toe, outboxed him, built it up over time, put him away before the end of the fight, chained the combinations together. Just good work by Daniel there tonight. Very impressive. And anyone who's going to box that man is going to have a tough time.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's ranked number 3 for a reason. So, you know, he's faced tough level competition. He knows what he needs to do, and he got the job done. So hopefully that opens him up for maybe a co-main event spot or maybe a title shot. We'll have to see. But
did you see the scorecards there?
No, I didn't. What?
Cryptics was given round 1 and round 2. So he was winning that fight.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. Did you guys agree with that in chat? Did we see something?
Maybe everything's all a blur when you call the fight, but
we tell a narrative. I mean, the refs gave, the judges gave him round 1 and 2. Cryptics was winning that fight.
See, that's why we're not judges, because every time sometimes more than often we get it wrong, and we're in the heat of the moment.
Okay. I think chat probably agree with us. So just as confused.
20
All right,
18.
guys. Let's go to the co-main event of the evening. It is just about to come up. First of all, if this is your first time here at the Esports Fight League in the ESFL, welcome. We hope you've been having a good time. We have shows running right up to our live show, our first live event at the HyperX Esports Arena in person on a stage. It's June 5th. But until then, there's events every Sunday, 8 p.m. UK time, which is 2 p.m. Central. And make sure you jump in the Discord. If you want to compete yourself, that's where you got to be. You got to be in the Discord. You can sign up to fight. You can join a fight camp. You can just find people to spar with. It's all happening there. And then if you're doing that, jump on the Twitter, jump on the Instagram. You can follow us for the updates, fight announcements, card announcements, highlight announcements, event announcements. No, it's what social media's for, isn't it, really? Right. Let's go to the co-main event, Kingsley. It's at lightweight. We've got Tadpole and we've got Spill actions here. Great co-main event. Please get these people hyped. Tell them why they need to care, Kingsley, because this is a big fight.
Guys, you're in for a roller coaster of a co-main event. This is what we want to see. Spill actions 5-3 in season 3 of the ESFL. Beat Camapoolia, beat Daniel Freeman, which we just saw, able to get the KO victory in our last fight, and a win over Tad that many put him back into title contention if he beats Tad. So we'll have to see what happens. He's very counter heavy, very much a counter puncher, likes to fight from the back foot. He has very slick defense. So think of a turtle shell, maybe trying to find his way to open up your opponent, maybe frustrate his opponent, but it's gonna be a tough ordeal because he's going against Tad. Tad 4-2, very high on the rankings. His first fight on PlayStation from the Xbox side. He was ranked number 3 on the Xbox side. So a little bit of an Xbox versus PlayStation matchup that we have right here. Part of the NASA's new camp, T-Spillers, TS are actually open for trials, so they really want to be up there and up in the high rankings. He has devastating striking, very flashy, and hopefully funny enough, on the fighter profile, he's a 2007 egg and spoon race winner. So this guy's very fast and very close when he wants to find a finish in the fight. So we'll have to see if that plays out.
Yeah, we will indeed. But here we go. Tadpole making his PlayStation debut tonight. This is his first fight on PlayStation, ranked number 3 on Xbox, as you mentioned. And yeah, Spill, expect probably a stand-up fight for this one. I think like that. Spill, of course, is the favorite here tonight, but we're going to see how Tadpole feels on the PlayStation side of things. Tadpole in the red, Spill in the blue. Of course, Conor McGregor mirror match here. Any moment, someone could get knocked unconscious. It's what happens when 2 people pick Conor.
Yeah, and you have to think about it. There's added pressure when it comes to this co-main event. I mean, Tad, coming from the Xbox side, we remember back in the day where it was like PS champion versus Xbox champion, and all the chat was talking about who's the better console. So having this little bit of a match right here, I think there's going to be a little bit of added pressure on Tad, but right now he's answering the call, even though he's getting hit with a little bit of combinations right here, but able to answer back with a slip.
Yeah, nice slip straight. That landed nicely right there. Spill trying to force the action. Paul's nothing's doing. Oh, sidesteps the team. Lovely work from Tadpole. Punished him immediately. Oh, big left hand, though, comes over the top from Spill. Trying to fire back.
We'll have to see a lot of pulls already. We're seeing a different type of level in this co-main event. I'm liking what Spills is doing. He's trying to go his opponent and making a reactionary move. Maybe trying to find him in the wrong way of a slip and get able to get a rock. But again, these pulls, Bailey, I don't know if we're going to make it to the 3rd round. This might be crazy.
These guys, man, they're both so good and so ready to just kill each other. I think they're just like pull countering, ready to take off heads the most devastating way possible. But they're both very much aware still here. Spill got to be careful stepping in with these naked leg kicks. No, Tad's going to try and take advantage of that. Beautiful job there, right there. Oh, the lead uppercut as well into the 2. Trying to crowd against the cages. Tadpole faked the lead leg stomp, went into the turning side kick to the head. Beautiful work, got the rock. Followed up with a little bit of damage, but ultimately not able to do anything more than a quick flash. Spill standing up, and you know, whenever you're playing Conor, doesn't mean Spill's out of this. No way. Just a little bit of advantage there for Tadpole.
Yeah, just need to able to adapt it to answer back, but it hits differently when you're on the PlayStation side. Spill getting a nice rock. Again, those duck uppercuts have been causing people problems. Everybody's thinking they're seeing a head kick coming out of the way, but the uppercuts are just landing so nicely.
Yeah, good work there as well. Just touching with the jab and then nailing that 2 down the middle. Good work by Spill, finding way back into the fight. And he's also done a good job, yeah, with these leg kicks early. Battering the lead leg of Tadpole, forcing the orthodox switch on a Conor player, which is not always a good thing. Rolls underneath, though, with the 2 lead hook. Still ready to fire back. Inside slip, goes back to southpaw here. See if the legs become more of a target. All pull counter body shot. Nice work by Tadpole.
These phone booth situations are so scary. I'm like, the right leg hurting, not checking them, front kicks landing, head is just low. Tadpole needs to find his way back in, but in these phone booth situations, just the mistakes have to be so minimal to answer back, and Spill able to answer off very nicely going to the end of the 1st round.
Oh, man. Spill kind of pouring out the gas tank a little bit there through 47 significant strikes, actually through less than Tadpole. Obviously, Tadpole got the 2 stuns, though, so that's going to contribute to the overall stamina loss. But if you ask me, Spill a little bit lower than he probably wanted to be on stamina. At the end of that round, at least, looks like they've recovered fairly well.
Yeah, and we saw the first check of this fight from Tad. Tad, I feel like he wants to play a little bit more on the outside. He keeps on standing forward, but I feel like his avenue of victory is staying a little bit outside and trying to like find a way to counterpunch his opponent. Because every time you go in these trades, the pulls, the counters, the elbows, they're all in play against Spill.
They are indeed. Tadpole trying to find his way in on the inside, doing a good job with fakes and feints. That little sidestep down there, that's a nice job. Will avoid any of those linear attacks. Sidestep to the inside, though, is kind of interesting. Spill ready to return, though. Outside leg kick still landing for him. Trying to find the straight down the middle. 4-piece comes back from Tadpole. Got the stamina to burn a little, and they trade on the inside. Oh, it makes me nervous.
Yeah, clean combination with Spill. I'm liking what I'm seeing in this situation. Ooh. Able to land an uppercut along with the punches and bunches. It's going to be tough for Tad. And Tad gets rocked again. I don't know if we should call it quits right here, but it's getting dangerous right here.
Oh, wow. And an instant slip takes full mount, full stamina. Nice deny, though, by Spill. Wow, he could have taken some punishment right there, but not necessarily great. Even though he's in top position here for Tadpole, he just got absolutely smashed against the cage by Spill. Big shots landed. Gets the slip, though, in top position. Spill going to get a transition here, though. Full GA, gets the get up instead. But that is a good start to this second round. Halfway through the fight now, though.
Yeah, Spill Action is putting in a lot of work. That stamina's low because of it. And now Tad, I'm waiting to see in these last 2 minutes of the second round, can he be more of the aggressor in this situation? He has the opportunity of the center of the octagon. Maybe he tries to go for that other kick. They had a flash rock. I would love to see him try to do that a little bit more, but these black cage situations in these trades are not to his benefit.
Yes, indeed. Just flicking out those little kicks right there. Step back, 1-2. Nice work. Ducks under that hook, though. But that uppercut is coming. Spill has landed it a bunch of times. Tadpole keeps level changing. He's going to have to be careful. Doesn't land again. Almost lands that wheel kick. We saw some flashy stuff from him earlier. But Spill keeping the eyes open. Nice double jab, too. Tried to force it through. Doesn't happen. Front kick, nothing doing. The left hand almost landing here. Both men. Oh, man. They're trading, Kingsley.
I'm liking what I'm seeing for Tad. I think he recognized the situation where the stamina is low for Spills. And Spills, he needs to be very cautious with his striking. He can't really go out and hit like 4-hit combinations or 5-hit combinations. Oof. He needs to be very selective. And I think Tadpole is trying to be more of the aggressor in these situations.
Sidestep. Inside uppercut does not land right there, but that one does for Spill. Double shot to the body as well. And finding his way through this second round relatively well, like we mentioned, burning the stamina, but that's probably his round. Oh, wow. That elbow almost landed.
Just the sliver of block, able to, anything could have possibly happened. We could have saw another knockdown, but I think Tad, you can't count him out on this third round right here. He has a chance. He just needs to get that stamina a little bit low on Spill Action's side and just empty the tank. Maybe he'll have a chance.
Ooh, throwing that hook kick out from the start there. Doesn't land. It's not Cheeto Vera, clearly. Yeah. Inside leg kick, though, does for Spill, who's fading on that low stamina, like we mentioned there, Kingsley. So, yeah, got to time something. That uppercut seems to be the weapon for him in this fight. And he's landing it, but Tadpole has some stamina to make it work. If he can keep the pace high for the first half of the round, he might be able to find a kill shot in the second half, but that's if he doesn't get hit on the way in.
All he needs is just one punch, just one good slip, and a nice uppercut or a straight, and he changes everything up. But with hits like that, Balin, it's just tough to come back from.
Oh, man, Tadpole barely keeping it together there. Some slips, but some of it wasn't lovely. Slide back straight.
That was the moment.
Didn't really do that much damage. As long as he can get Spill to keep throwing, though, and burn the stamina, Tadpole might be able to find a kill shot. Changing head kicks. Still not looking good, though.
It's so scary for both fighters. You know, Spill, he has the combinations to end his opponent and get another rock. The head health is low on Tad, but Tad has a lot more stamina. So both fighters need to be very careful in these situations. There's so much time in the third round.
1-2 doesn't land. Tadpole trying to poke where he can, slip straight down the middle, but it came off the block. And Spill still hunting for something, knows that left uppercut is there as a weapon, rocks the leg, but the front leg push kick drops him anyway.
I feel like that was a setup. I feel like he wants to do a front kick possibly out of that situation, because now he has a hell of blinking. Oh, that pull elbow. Again, he's finding avenues. He just needs to capitalize. He just needs one to go his way, and then he's back in this fight and possibly could get like a knockdown attempt and get a victory.
Oof, just out of the range there for that calf kick. Spill trying to land damage where he can. And although he's done really well, yeah, he's in a bit of a dangerous spot getting back to the cage like that with low stamina. We know it only takes one lead hook. Perfectly timed for Tadpole. If he can just fake, just bait an attack out from Spill and land something big, he can still win this fight.
Oh, that leg. Oh, I'm getting deja vu, Balian.
He needs to switch stance or check him. There we go. Just about. Slip straight 3 lands, but not enough.
Gotta go for it. He has to go for it. This is his one opportunity. He needs to find a good slip. He just needs that one. Oh, he had it.
Superman.
Come on.
He did have it right there, but Spill probably ready to pull the pull. I know someone's going to throw a 1-2 head kick, get ducked, and probably get KO'd. That's the desperation coming out. Oh, slips the 2. Body kick lands, and so does the 2 coming back. Yep. Rear uppercut for Spill. Finally going to find a finish here with 20 seconds. No, doesn't. Tadpole will survive, but this one looks like it's all said and done in the co-main event here of 146. Great contest, some great fights tonight, Kingsley.
Yeah, very excellent. And that co-main event just showed like why this is such an amazing card. From the get-go, I just love what we saw from Spill. Able to do his actions, able to implement his strategy, but then also having a nice defense in the later rounds when his stamina was so low, not getting caught in the situation, able to pull the pull, as you said. I love that saying. Just very nicely connecting with uppercuts and striking attempts. It just worked so nicely for his game plan.
All right, so we will see who's going to take it home. Red gloves. I believe Spill was blue gloves, right? That's right.
Yeah, Spill was blue and Tad was red. Unanimous.
Conor McGregor, and it's there. We go. Spill actions for you, ladies and gentlemen. Low stamina at the end, but survived until the final bell. Kept it together. Got plenty of knockdowns throughout that fight as well. A good back and forth contest. A good challenge there for Tadpole as well, but he was not ranked to come into this one. Obviously, number 3 on Xbox, PlayStation debut against a tough Spill Actions, who moves to 6-3 right now. Kingsley.
Yeah, 6-3. That's very good. I mean, you're kind of knocking on the door. We know Spills. He's been putting in the work this whole season. He wanted to find his way into the title contention shot, or maybe a title shot, maybe in the next card, possibly. That's a good performance where you're going against someone who's on the opposite side, on the Xbox side, ranked number 3, and able to put a performance like that, even though it was very back and forth, able to implement his strategy, his offense, his defense very beautifully synced. I just love what we saw from him, but take nothing from Tad. Tad was able to be game in the fight. It just wasn't his night, and hopefully we get to see him on the Xbox side and do what he does best.
Or stay here on PlayStation and pick up some wins as well. So
true. So many options in ESFL.
Ladies and gentlemen, we know you've been waiting for this one all night. We have 2 of the biggest icons in esports UFC about to go head to head right now. Naz, guys, if you don't know, let's put a bit of a backstory on Naz. So Naz, guys, is someone who kind of got called out by the competitive community because he's been posting a lot on TikTok, some great UFC 4 content on TikTok. Not much of that on there, but the guy kind of blew up a little posting that stuff. And so he was challenged, come to the ESFL where, the actual competitors fight. I bet you ain't that good. Well, that was where he started. He won his first fight. He won his second fight. He won his third fight. And now he is 4-0 and he's about to fight for the title, Kings. But he's fighting EdParker, guys, okay, who is obviously the godfather of American kickboxing, but also here in the ESFL. He has been around since UFC 3. That's when the ESFL started. He cleaned up on the scene. Dangerous striker, some say one of the best, if not the best striker on UFC 3. People beat each other at different nights, but he's been back here for UFC 4. Didn't have the best start with UFC 4, let's be honest, but this season reinvented himself, coming back like a true champion does. 7-1, been holding on to the belt for many weeks now, but he might lose it. Will Naz go undefeated, Kingsley? Will EdParker secure a proper freaking legacy right now in UFC 4? Because he would do, if he took out Naz, that would secure this legacy for himself. It's at lightweight, guys. It's probably going to be another Conor McGregor mirror match. Yep, that's probably how things are going to go. Kingsley, I'll pass it over to you to break down some of the stats on these guys. But here we go, guys. The main event of the evening. Let's go.
It's about that time, ladies and gentlemen. I am super excited. As Balian said, this is a lot of history in the making. Both guys really want to prove something to the ESFL community. EdParker, the icon, the precision striker, 7-1, didn't really have the best start, was able to go on a rampage to the title. His only loss in season 3 was against Kratos in ESFL 132. But man, elite sense of range, fights behind the jab, improving grappling. This guy is a champion for a reason. But the hype of Nas, 4-0. If he wins this, he'll be the second ever undefeated champion to his road to the goal. And I can't wait to see what he does. There's been a lot of hype. Can he live up to the hype? Has superb counterpunching, combo of accuracy and power, and just passion in the main event, passion for the title, wanting to prove the people wrong, saying that he belongs here. But EdParker, just in a once famous song from Public Enemy, don't believe the hype. That is what EdParker is setting out to do, to create his own legacy and make sure that he gets the victory and stays champion to go 8-1. But again, the unmovable object against the unstoppable force, it's all about the main event. It's all about the title, Balian. Let's go.
Oh, green shorts for Ed or black shorts? What a choice here to make a statement. Going green.
Okay.
And the black was in for Naz. All right, here we go, guys. This has been a very anticipated fight ever since Naz, came into the ESFL, especially in the last 2 weeks. We've had to wait for this one. I want to see what happens. This is a great contest right here. All right, McGregor mirror match. We've seen it all before, but we will get to see some very, very high level striking, no doubt. More than likely, this will stay on the feet, as most of the fights have done tonight. But we cannot hate on this one, guys. EdParker, the legend, 7-1, the reigning PlayStation champion there with Connor. Signature pick for Ed, always has been. And Naz here counterpicking with the same. So let's see. A big test for Naz here. You got goosebumps? Well, I'm sure Naz is feeling some kind of nerves. Ed has been in this position before many a times. The biggest shows possible in ESFL history. Ed has fought on them. This is Naz's biggest test. But you never know, he might be a cool customer. They got 5 rounds to work, Kingsley, so I expect a slower pace from the start.
Yeah, not a 3-round fight, a 5-round war, especially for the championship. It hits different when you go to the main event of these cards, where everyone has their eyes on you. And right now, I'm loving the filling out process from Nas. Nas, a little bit on the back foot, but again, the counterpunching, how is that going to be implemented against EdParker with his supreme striking? So it's going to be very telling what happens in these 2 rounds. I can't even say the first round. These 2 rounds are going to be proven very differently what happens.
Ooh, so Ed overstretching a little there, firing when the stamina bar is low, but he just landed so many beautiful combinations right there, did EdParker. Faking body shots, then slipping the counter uppercut up the middle to refire and going back consistently with that 2 to the body, even nailed 1 rear uppercut to the body as well, the EdParker special. Ed is looking very good early, but Naz is taking his time, going to be making reads and nails him with that rear uppercut.
Yeah, this is where you have to be cool as a cucumber. You need to find your
another
patience
one
and get a vicious uppercut along with it. You have plenty of time to react, to adapt, and find your way into this fight. Body shots landing very nicely from Nas, but EdParker, we've seen this time and time before from EdParker. He sucks you in to his game plan, and he's able to dominate from the get-go. So it'll be really telling what happens going on these next couple of rounds.
Yeah, and it just depends how much, fight IQ Naz brings to the table here tonight. If you do lose a round, a lot of players sometimes have trouble adjusting, changing strategy, or even just staying motivated within the fight. Naz here, if he does lose this first round, needs to know that the second round can be completely different, but he's done a better job definitely in the second half of this round. He's landed his jab, he's landed a few of those uppercuts, he's felt the he missed on the teep. I don't know what happened there, gets the sweep, but that wheel kick landed absolutely flush right there.
The hype is real? I feel like the hype is real. The hype is real, people!
Nice head movement
in the knockdown?
He did. Still the first round. Ed's going to stay calm, but my goodness, Naz landed that wheel kick absolutely perfectly.
I I'm so flabbergasted. It just seemed like we were on a nice pace, a little patient pace, but just a home run hit, able to get that strike against EdParker. EdParker, he's no sauce in the situation, but go ahead, Bailey.
It looked like a teep that missed. I don't know if Ed stood still a little longer than you normally would, or if the counter just came out that fast from Naz. Hopefully we're going to see it.
Yeah, hopefully. I think the replay would give us a good idea. Hopefully, just a leg kick, but
outside leg kick lands. No. Oh, well, okay. We don't get to see it.
A
little bit more stamina loss from Naz, but he did burn things a little bit by refiring a few times when he should have reset perhaps, but fairly even still.
Yeah, and that has to be the game plan. Even though you may have won that round, you just need to win 3 in this 5 rounds. You can take a round off, try to regain your stamina or find your way just to like put like little pepper shots and not really like overexert yourself. I think with Ed, he has that mindset, but with Naz, it might be a whole different ballgame.
Oh, man. Naz just picking Ed apart right there. Ed, you can tell, is trying to just find his way slowly back into the fight. Not get too deterred, but right there, every time he steps forward, Naz is tagging him with something, leg kicking him on the outside. So he's losing this outside game, and he's trying to force inside fighting, but he's not able to yet. So Ed has to stay, has to reset, and reassess his avenue for attack right here, because Naz is kind of just tagging him with so much on the outside in every position almost.
Yeah, and the biggest question would be, if Naz gets a second knockdown, would EdParker change up his game plan and possibly try to go to the ground game to just change up the levels or the timing of Naz to make him think about other things? There's a lot of questions going into this second round.
Yeah, and Ed not really using the kicks tonight. Really staying on the boxing. That's usually quite common for Ed, but even just the leg kick of Naz is just giving him a weapon on the outside, as well as that side kick, which just stops Ed from being able to really get into a range where he can fight. If Ed needs to step forward before he can land and Naz can hit him from the outside, that's just a little step ahead there for Naz. But Ed will still try and fish for those counter shots. You know, you take one big shot like a wheel kick early, it does damage, but this is Conor McGregor here. You can do damage with a 3-piece combination, and you can even the cards, very quickly.
Yeah, I'm really worried about the right leg of EdParker. We see that being peppered a lot, and then body shots like that, you're just leaving her up to get countered to punish. Naz, I'm just liking what he's doing with the outside game, just taking just a focused pressure attempt, attacking the body when he needs to, and just jabbing a lot.
That was really nice by Ed right there. He landed the rear uppercut, then he landed a stiff jab to the body, took some long-term stamina, and kind of halted Naz for a second there. That's the first sign of life, really, from EdParker in this round in terms of significant damage that's going to help pay off later in the fight. Has to be very careful, though, because he has taken a ton of head health damage already, and he knows it. He's trying to stay out of range of that. But Naz, I think, is looking fantastic here tonight as a title challenger for his first ever run in esports competition. He's only had 4 fights, and he's fighting arguably one of the greatest of all time.
Yeah, and honestly, holding up his own, especially with 30 seconds left. If you had this in your bingo card, I mean, calling me surprised. But so far, it's just been nothing but Naz. Naz able to attack the body when he wants to, able to disrupt that blockade a little bit, and just disrupt the time of EdParker with those hooks. It's just working so nicely. And EdParker going to the 3rd round, he has to rethink what he's going to be doing for these next couple of rounds, because there's only a few rounds he has left.
Well, I think Ed was doing very well in the second half of that round. I think he started to land his body shots. He's eating the stamina a little. Ed was starting to control much better in that second round. If he does that in the 3rd round, I think he'll win the 3rd round. So I think Ed has found the answer to this. It's now about the readjustment from either guy. Like you said, that right leg is damaged for Ed right here, but he's landing the tips, he's landing the rear uppercuts, he's draining that long-term stamina. But you do have a point. Naz is still landing slip straights, lead hooks. He's checking Ed as he enters. So it's a question of, does Naz land something big before Ed drains that stamina a little more?
Yeah, and already just looking to the body, just trying to damage it, trying to gain a little bit of stamina advantage. I'm like, those slips. Those slips are so scary. Every single time I see both guys do it, it just gives me a panic attack. Because it could just be a crazy flash rock or another huge significant strike. Who even knows? But so far, 60% of body strikes are coming from Naz.
Oh, there it is!
But there it is!
He's been looking for that the whole fight. Throws the lead hook to the body, cancels it, slips the uppercut because he reads the counter from Naz and lands a lead uppercut of his own. Now, not a massive amount of damage, but it's a rock. It's going to get some points on the scorecard. And yeah, it's going to do a little more damage to that health and even the scorecards here a little.
Any kind of momentum is good momentum. The momentum like that could be flipped in an instant. There's a knockdown. The second knockdown again from Nas. I mean, he's putting the champion through his paces right here, Balian.
Man, we have seen the uppercut be a weapon for everybody tonight. I mean, that is the punch of ESFL 146 is the uppercut tonight. And Naz, beautiful timing on that. Just read it, landed it, and punished him afterwards. He goes to the body, and another rock here for Naz. Ed trying to survive. But man, he has taken some damage. Calls him on. But he has to be careful because the amount of damage he's taken by this point in the fight, you know, he's still got plenty of fight left. He's now losing the stamina advantage he had because he's taken so much damage, and little shots like that with those teeps that have been landing, if they miss, it creates those windows, and Naz is punishing Ed.
If this was UFC 3 and we still had Ultimate Team, that uppercut would be a 5-star.
Oh, there it is.
Oh my God!
Wow, that was clean as fudge. Beautiful finish from Naz right there. Sidesteps the teep. I did just mention there, Kingsley. He's read that teep. He did kind of mention that he's read that teep. Moved out of the way of the first one, created the opportunity to miss, and then we talked about it right there. If he can do that again, it's going to be end of the show. The second wheel kick he throws, Kings. Beautiful job by Naz. And guess what? That man got a lot of hate when he arrived on the scene from TikTok as some guy who said he was one of the best in the world. I think he just proved it right there, Kingsley. Undefeated, undisputed world champion in the ESFL. The second man ever to be an undefeated champion here. First was Romero, 7-0. And now we have Naz, who's here on the scene. How long can he hold that belt, Kingsley? I don't know. What a great fight.
And new. Simple as that. An undefeated champion, able to put it away. I think that was in the third round too. I thought it was going to go 5 rounds in my opinion, but the way he was able to answer the bell from the first round and then on, it was just incredible to see. Attacking the body, attacking with that spinning roundhouse to just knock down EdParker consistently. It was so consistent. I know a lot of people may have hated where he came from TikTok and being very viral, but the fact that he was able to talk the talk and walk the walk and become our new PlayStation ESFL champion, I mean, that says a lot. You can't, what else can you say now? You can't, we'll have to see what his next title defense is, but man, that's a scary, scary dude if he's able to put away EdParker like that.
Yeah, I mean, and Ed looked really good tonight. Ed looked really good. He got in a little bit of trouble early and even found ways to come back into the fight. But it's a corner pick, the damage, the accumulation, sometimes it's a little too much. And he was rocking him to the body, then coming up top, landing clean techniques, punishing that front kick. That's what the first wheel kick was off of. It was off of a front kick. And then again, we saw it, sidestepped it, wheel kick, response. Beautiful counter to that technique. Didn't give Ed a chance to try and survive anymore, ended it definitively. And yeah, we have a new PlayStation champion, everybody. It's Naz. And man, I'm sure that guy's going to be trying to hold the belt for a long time. There we go. Oh, wow. It's been a great card tonight, Kingsley. ESFL 146. Great card of fights. All right, let's take a look at next week because we are here every single week, guys. If you enjoyed that, enjoy this next week, same time, 8 p.m. in the UK, 2 p.m. CT. And lovely things on the Xbox side of things, Kingsley, eh?
Yeah, absolutely. Again, I'm assuming we're going to have another title shot. I'm excited to see what happens on the Xbox side. I mean, the PlayStation side is just like this. Get ready to see what happens. A lot of fireworks on the Xbox side. Hopefully, we get to see a lot more knockouts. I'm assuming we're going to see a lot more uppercuts, but man, if we keep on having fights like these, it's going to be awesome and always excellent fight cards that we have in the ESFL.
Yeah, next week is stacked. We've got SFK's Fadenator taking on Caliber, of course, in the title fight. Tricky Swifts is back as well against Yerda. What a fight that is. Holloway making his way up against 3-piece. Next week is stacked as well on the Xbox side of things. So come back for that one. ESBC. Eventually, there will be some events for that, but I don't know when release is being targeted. It might be not till next year. We'll see what happens with that, but there will be some ESBC events for you as well. Coming up, right, guys, June 5th, ESFL Vegas, right in your calendars, all right? Tell everyone you know on the west coast of America to get their ass down there, all right? Because there's going to be some cool stuff happening. We may have more announcements coming for you. Marshall Mind's going to be there, all right? Prioxis is going to be there, okay? I'm going to be there. Not that I'm
I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be yelling from the top of my lungs in the chat. So it's gonna be a hell of a party. I mean, from where the ESFL, when we started out to where it is now, the fact that we have an actual live event, the first of many, hopefully, and then the fact we have a title belt that we're gonna be giving out at the end of this whole event. I mean, what other fighter organization can you say that is doing it like the ESFL? Just absolutely incredible where we're going.
Yeah, and there may be more announcements on the way as well, so keep your ears peeled. We're still trying to pull in a lot of strings for that event, trying to get as many sponsors, people on board as possible. So keep your ears open for that one. Rob will also be there as well. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for joining us tonight. ESFL 146 is in the books if you want to watch this event or any of this season, last season, UFC 3 events. It's all on the ESFL YouTube. Jump on there right now. Some great fights to go and watch. Apart from that, thank you everyone for joining us. We hope you had a good Sunday. We'll be back next week, all the way to the lead up to ESFL 150 and then ESFL Live 1. You know, we're going back to number 1 for the live shows. Kingsley, thank you so much for filling in tonight. Bruce Lee, Rob's not here. Complete pleasure. Fantastic sharing the booth with you, mate. Any last words from you?
Yeah, it's been a pleasure. Always love commentating these amazing fights. I mean, we saw crazy KOs and everything. Always a pleasure to keep Rob's seat warm for him. Hope to see him back next week, and just a lot of fun always doing these cards. So appreciate you guys in chat. Appreciate everyone in the back. Just love everything. So yeah, awesome.
All right, excellent. From myself, Bailey, and all of the ESFL staff, the competitors, everyone who showed up tonight, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next week. Keep fighting the good fight. Yeah.
Yeah. Peace.
Fast, already try. Oh, beautiful counter to the takedown. Thank you for joining us tonight.
No disadvantage Zayef, but then he.
Waiting too much on Trixie. Nice shooting, good turning.
Watching on Twitch, watching on YouTube, watching from around the world tonight. I know the UFC isn't on right now, but guess what? The virtual octagon is here.